because the nerfs are insane. First of all, Crix, welcome to our second episode. Thanks for helping me with all of the technical issues. I'm obviously so good at doing any of that, but thanks for helping me set this all up.
I learned from Cargos' podcast. He taught me. I'm just glad it's annoying to figure it out, but you got it, bro. Now you know.
Yeah. And now I have a whole like setting for it, so it should all be saved. So we're set.
Easy.
How was
you guys that there's a schedule for this, but there is a light schedule. It's supposed to be Mondays because it's supposed to be like kind of like people at work, the case of the Mondays type shit. But we were feeling like shit yesterday, so happy Tuesday. But I'm glad we did it because now we waited for this to see the nerfs and we could talk about it. So it was actually a good thing to talk about. So we talk about the nerfs for like an hour. Not even, I mean, just talk about. I don't know if there's even an hour to talk about the nerfs, but the heavy reliant I want to talk about is BT, BT and the PTR.
Yeah. So let's start. Let's dive right in with like, what do you think about the nerfs? First of all, like it honestly, what did you guys think? I went in tonight as well, and NA, we've dealt with the nerfs now before EU even gets to try it. How did it feel for you?
I would first change your title to say,
"Oh my God,"
featuring Crix, talking nerfs and PTRs. As I explain this, I think that the nerfs. I'm going to tell you guys that it is extremely nerfed. We just cleared it just now. It took like, I could be wrong, 35-minute SSC. 40 something. We weren't speedrunning or anything, and then like I don't know, the TK was kind of rough because that's when the DC started happening. It's crazy. Like I knew that it was nerfed. Like a perfect example is I went Felguard tonight, which if you don't know how to keep up 2 dots on everything you can, right? I didn't think about how fast things were gonna die, and everything was just it was melting pretty bad. I will say that and I'm one to ruffle feathers. I'm not one to agree with everybody here, so I'm gonna be spicy take man here and tell you that I don't give a about these nerfs. Yeah, nerf it, bro. I don't want T6 to come out and me have to fucking sit in here for 4 hours.
Dude, I'm literally right there with you. Fuck that, dude.
Dude, if I piss you guys off by saying this, I'm glad they nerfed it, and they could have nerfed it more. I wish they would have made it so we can go straight to Vash and KT right away today.
Oh, they did though. I mean, we have trash.
It wasn't for us. Yeah, it wasn't. NA, like you couldn't go port to it right away.
Oh. They've said that they reopened it so you can just walk straight to them. I mean, so you can ignore any of the encounters that give you nothing. You can walk straight to Vash, straight to KT. And honestly, yes, it's nerfed to hell, but it makes it so that you don't have to, like, remember back in MC, maybe you don't, Crix specifically, but like when you had to go back and do binding runs. And
yeah, that's why I quit Classic.
Yeah, I mean, you're stronger, but like, does it really help you? No. Like
one person.
Like, yeah, so like now we can go back. There is still amazing gear, right? Like Lady Vash and KT drop some insane gear still.
Yeah, Juan's just Solarian Juan.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
you can
Warlocks,
doing it is
Warlocks, you guys replace pretty much everything, right?
Yeah, except for Juan investments, yeah.
So Vestment of the Sea Witch. So you can just go
I actually got that tonight, by the way. That dropped tonight, I got it.
Yo, hats, dog. Hell yeah.
I just slapped that shit on, didn't even gym it, and said I don't care. I'm just happy to have it. I'm using
You're like, look at me, dude. Look at me. Yeah.
Like those hit gyms. Yeah, I'm happy about it.
But it's the same thing. Like what happened earlier with Gruul and Mag, and people were saying that it got nerfed too much. But like, how annoying. Yes, you had to clear it every week, and yes, there was like a little bit of a challenge. Not for most guilds. A lot of guilds had 0 challenge with any of this, anyways, right? Like maybe you have RNG wiping on Vash, but with Gruul or Mag, it felt like. Now you can go back with like 15 people and slap through it. And just if you need to, if you need some loot.
Which is good, especially good for not only for like people who are pugging like me. I'm getting ready to go through a big alt season, right? And I don't want to have to go struggle in there for an alt. And not even that, but let's think about the people who, no shame, but the people who are 8 of 10 still, or not, hopefully not now, but who've been 8 of 10 for a while, they need their loot. Right? There are 2 nights. They need all this stuff. There's people who literally have not killed Vash. There are people progressing Vash right now at their nerfs, and no shame. Don't be afraid of that. I mean, ashamed of it, but it just happens. So we already have all the loot. We done clapped it out. I don't care that they nerfed it.
Yeah, I'm glad they nerfed it. And all the people that got it this week that finally got the kill, like right before the nerfs, we're really happy to finally get it. But once they finally get it, like 8 of 10 guilds have been probably like every guild hemorrhaging players for the past like few months, struggling as people just go in and you spend entire raid nights wiping to the same boss, which honestly, it's fun to do progression, but if you've been doing it for months, you're probably more annoyed with it at this point. Then we can go in and just slap through the raid. It takes half the time now because even the trash is nerfed. Look at in the background, look at that. Like You literally killed all of the ads, and there was not even one charge from any of the spore bats in seconds.
Yeah. You can't see the DPS because I have it on damage taken on accident, but it's we couldn't even get seeds off. It was all the warlocks on these seed packs were like on the bottom. This is like Arcane Mage Wonderland right now, bro. I can't even imagine how fun it'd be to be an Arcane Mage.
They can kill it before you can even attack.
Yeah. It's like put 2 curses up and then also I put 1 seed off and it was all done.
And even that, like, this is in real time. This isn't even sped up. For a second, I was like, oh my God. I was like, are we watching a speed run in the background? Like, literally in real time, mobs just are actually deleted. There's almost no fear. The one thing that I think is interesting, though, is because I went in earlier today, I think that things still do, for the most part, mostly the same amount of damage. So
I would agree. I feel like they didn't nerf the incoming damage too much at all. Yeah, I agree. Oh, I noticed a difference on Lurker for the water though, because I think it was doing like 500 a tick instead of 1,000. Yeah. After that though, you're kind of right. I don't really notice a lot of the big differences on it.
There's a few instances where like AoE abilities, because you guys cleared TK as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so in
Barely,
TK,
the DCs all started happening at the end.
In TK, the AoEs like Rain of Fire from the Solarian packs did 700 damage a tick instead of doing 4,000. And some of the Whirlwinds did very little, but like some of them still would 2-shot our melee. So it's weird what Blizzard chose to make not hit so hard, and like bosses still truck, even though they have significant HP reductions.
I'm just glad it's over with.
Did
you ask me a question?
Ready
I zoned
for
out
this,
in my own VOD right now.
Ready for this phase to be over with, dude?
Yeah, T6 is my favorite. I've done this raid a lot. I like SSC. SSC is one of my favorite raids, like top 3 of all time to me. I really like it here. It's kind of burnt out, and it's kind of hard to agree with that now that you guys have been in here for a while. But when this raid is hard as shit, not hard like it was before nerf, actually hard, this is a very, very, very fun raid. And this is one of my favorite ones, man. But Black Temple's something else.
Yeah, I mean, you come from mostly more like intimidating raids, right? Private server raids, which were buffed significantly, so even stronger than what we're dealing with on live. How does that feel now that we can go through and blow things up? Does that make it less entertaining for you? Or...
It felt like I don't want to compare it to like an LFR rating, like on retail, but I'll compare.
It's a fair comparison.
Like, yeah, dude, it felt like that. It kind of felt like I don't want to. I'm not joking. I did a video. I'm doing the boss guides, and I was doing Supremus yesterday. So I got on the retail and went into Supremus and retail Black Temple, so I can get because they're so lower level, you can get right on them without pulling aggro. And a really cool picture, right? Really good video, and just how you're in there on a high level character retail, one-shotting everything is what it felt like. It just felt like it was a retail raid, like it was just, crazy. I'm fine with it. I'm not complaining about it. It just was shocking how nerfed it was. It feels right though. It feels fine. Nerf it. Let it make it easy. We have to come back in here for Vash every time. I don't want to 4 hours. Let's clean up Mount Hydril, Black Temple, have a rough Mount Hydril, whatever Black Temple, then have 30 minutes left and go run straight to Vash and get it over with.
Do you think with now the 2 new raids coming out that guilds will come back and do these? Because when these came out, I guess we didn't really, for the most part, a lot of guilds stopped doing older content. Like, even though we need some DSTs, if our raid time was over, we didn't really do too many gruels. We kind of just like, well, maybe next week we'll have time.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. No, we do gruel every week since launch. Everybody in the raid 1 and 2 pretty much has a DST. We're doing it every Monday, like clockwork. It'll come in handy.
Yeah,
gotta get him in.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that being said, I hope we're done with them because I fucking hate gruel. But you see how quick gruel is? It's not as bad as clearing a couple 3 trash platforms or whatever, and then sneaking on way to Vash, hopefully getting some stuff, and then.
Yeah.
Can you confirm if Hydros hits softer so the tanks can wear less resistance gear?
I think everything feels like they do the same amount of damage. For the most part, bosses seemed like they did the same amount of damage. So I saw a lot of people getting trucked, at least in my raids still today. We had some new tanks this week, and it felt like boss damage was relatively the same, outside of the ability, like some abilities in specific. Hydros slapped, it's felt like, yeah. So it feels like the damage intaken is still the same, but like the boss HP is significantly nerfed. Some bosses are nerfed by Telonicus, or all of the ads on KT, were nerfed by 64%. They went from 750,000 HP to 217, I think it is now, which is like, you can kill them before they can move. Like straight up, all of the bosses die before they can even do an ability on anything that has ads, other than Fathom Lord, which I think is the only encounter that wasn't adjusted for some reason.
It wasn't touched at all.
Yeah.
It's still just as easy.
See, right here, you guys are phasing Hydros as it's literally dying.
Yeah, so, this is usually when we would phase, get ready. We'd stay here, but this is about when you start talking about going back. It's kind of crazy how fast it was.
Yeah. 9% and you're phasing him. Like, so now there's almost no point in having a second tank if your DPS is high enough.
Or banishing, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me move this to the side if I can.
What?
There we go. Finally fixed that.
You got an edge of my... Oh, you fixed it?
Yeah. That was what I was trying to move out.
Yeah, watch these. Watch the technicians right here. Well, you've seen it, but watch the technicians. Like, oh my god, on all these trash packs.
On everything, just casually get deleted.
They're gone. Watch how fast they go away, bro. I don't know if this is the platform that'll show
sappers, and then you're not actually getting a seed off before they're dead.
Yeah, look, done, dead.
You're literally.
I got a sapper off.
Dali gets to do all of the damage, and then that's it. You get a sapper, and that's it. So it's going to be interesting. Some guilds, what do you think about some guilds still potentially saying they're going to be speedrunning even with this nerfed content?
I mean, have fun. That's cringe to me. Doesn't sound that fun to me. I mean, I guess would it sound more? Would it be? I don't know. Would it be more fun actually because it's easier?
I honestly was trying to think about that because I thought it would be less entertaining to. It's so much easier, but I kind of come from the side of saying like I think as things get like slightly easier, you can do a lot more crazy pulls. It allows for a lot more innovation, where potentially you could do like a triple pull of these sides. The only issue is they still do a lot of damage, even if they do their abilities less often.
Well, they don't even know anymore too. They don't knock back at the end either, priests or whatever they're doing.
Oh yeah, and they don't even turn into the little priestesses.
Nothing, bro. It's just fucking blow it.
Yeah. So there's no fear. There's basically no fear other than, I mean, I guess you get the shatter debuff, but you just have one tank 3 shatters, and you could pull as many of these as you possibly can. Hold W, yeah. So Noda in particular is a guild that I know has mentioned they are going to be doing this speedrunning still, and now I think this feels, trash packs feel a lot more like HP percentage wise, kind of like what happened in Nax, where especially you're kind of always pressing W. You're always pressing W. You're always moving forward. So the times we're seeing in speedruns, I mean, I think it could be really fun to go in, especially on a warrior sack.
This does feel like, you know what this felt like? A fucking classic raid.
And that's why you're like, I hate this, dude.
Like a BWL or something. Like you just it was just BW was the last raid I did in classic, and it was just nonstop. It was just keep going.
Yeah, you're always going. Like. You'll never stop. You're never stopping for mana. That was why you always have warriors. And I mean, even though things could hurt you, you could die. That was like the risk of it, was if you like DPS a little bit too much, if you pulled aggro and got one shot by some mob, then you lost world buffs. The run was over. GG. See you next weekend or next month. So it feels a little bit like that. And that was actually one thing it felt like in Black Temple. I'm curious what you think your thoughts are there, because like trash in Black Temple, I thought felt that way. And a lot of people in my chat and in some of the other chats were definitely very vocal about wanting it to be buffed and harder or have more HP values, which we might see. And I know it would be exciting to see more challenging Black Temple trash, but it might lead towards actually more interesting speedruns.
Well, I don't give a fuck about speedruns.
I know you don't,
but I'm just hoping that it clicks into my head and I love it. Maybe I will when it's a raid I care more about, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think Black Temple, obviously we know it. So they released that at its bottom stage. And what I'm thinking is, you know how that was the final stage or whatever? I think that's what this was. I think they just said, hey, all right, well, here's the nerfs. And that's why you notice they're kind of easy. Both these, Black Temple and this, was kind of like the same.
Yeah.
A tribute to, we had some shitty healers on our run, but imagine if we had our normal group going Black Temple, it probably feels a lot like this.
Yeah. But do you think they're going to be going in and buffing Black Temple? Or...
Yeah, they are. I think I buff it twice actually. I think they're gonna tune it once, and unless that tuning is really nice, we're gonna go in there and clap it out, and they're gonna take it down and either tune it again or leave it stand. I'd be willing to bet.
In there, what do you think is the most intimidating, or what could be the buff the most? I guess from what we experienced in our run.
What should be or what can be buffed the most? The trash for sure can be buffed the most. Boss wise, the whole Shade of Akama fight probably the worst, probably the easiest.
We had like 10 people alive and did the whole thing.
Yeah. We had 10 people going into phase 2 because they messed up the ads, taking the ads and stuff, and we still were able to do it. I would say that's the big one. I mean, Illidan was really easy too. There's a lot of fights that were pretty easy that I hope they. I mean, I'm not trying to be all fucking sweaty and, but I am too at the same time. I understand that it's not supposed to be really hard. I get that, but it needs to be harder than that. You know what I mean? And they know that. That's why they're reacting to it. They know that. They weren't going to give us that. I think it was just to set a benchmark. What's crazy is only two people cleared the raid. Black Devil.
Yeah, us and Fusion, our pug and Fusion, the guild.
Did they use like us, all of us, to go on tuning on that or what? Because I don't know if that's enough sample size. Maybe it is because you had like people in there who knew what the fuck they were doing and they pile drove it. Maybe that's. I'm trying to wonder where they got their gauge from. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they had you did have a bunch of randoms doing Mount Hydro, which kind of makes sense. A lot of people did Mount Hydro, but only
Hydro
people
was
doing.
I was AFK in one of my raids and in Mount Hydro, and we were clearing Mount Hydro. I was fully AFK in there, and I would like tab in and shoot sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that
we'll talk about the Shahraz here soon in a little bit too. Yeah, we're gonna go there.
That was one of the things that I think that instance seems like ridiculously easy. Although I didn't see the Archimon encounter encounter. I didn't see anything later. I only went through the first 2 bosses, and it was legitimately kind of a cakewalk. And I think a lot of the bosses feel like it's going to be a challenge at first for a lot of people to like do well. But I'm always looking at when we entered in, right? Like I'm always looking at how I can min-max my character. Where can hunters do more damage? What's intimidating? Where do you want to use cooldowns? And I'm hoping that they do tune it up a little bit so that we get more interesting decisions there, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. But also, we kind of had the same thing, right? Remember when we did Gruul's Lair on the PTR? No, sorry, Magtheridon.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, cool. My mic fucked up. You can hear me. No, we're good. Yeah, I thought my mic fucked up. Say it again, sorry.
Remember when we did Magtheridon on the PTR, and we were the only group to do it before they nerfed its HP by like
that should have stayed there like that. Bro.
Yeah, that was crazy. Literally, it was like I remember Apes was wiping to Magtheridon for like 8 hours.
Best shit ever.
Yeah, and we went in and cleared it in a pug.
I think that Blizzard has to find a nice line of tuning for both parties. Semi-casuals don't care. They're like, whatever, hey. But you got to find a lot of their player base are, like you said, the 8 of 10s, and then a lot of the people. I think we're the minority, if anything. Do you think we're the minority? I feel like the people who want the buffed content is the minority.
I would think right now, as I've thought about it over the last few days and the weekend, I'm less inclined to say I really want the buffed content because I like looking at ways that it could be faster per se, right? But I do like there being more interesting abilities. Oh my God. I do like there being more interesting abilities while you're swimming in the water. By the way, this fight sucks if you have a pet. I'm sure you're learning. Yeah,
look at my
now.
Pet. Look at him underneath the fucking deck.
I'm sure you're
fucking bitch. Ho, bro.
The woes of every hunter in the world out here.
Yeah, and look at our platform. Look at the shitty ass Warlock platform we have. We're on the fucking other side. It's the worst place for the Warlocks. It's insane.
It's funny because I made an entire video specifically on pet placement on this fight just because of how annoying it can be.
Wish I saw that earlier.
Yeah.
I'm never doing demo again. I did it once. I did it with Succubus. I just wanted to do it because I was tired of pressing Shadow Bolt.
How do you... Well, Warlocks stack next phase, right? Warlocks get a lot stronger.
We replaced it. We went from not replacing all minor upgrades besides a chest, which was good, and a wand, which was good. Other than that, it's all minor upgrades to literally replacing our whole kit, pretty much.
How much stronger do you feel like your class gets?
It's insane. I don't even know how to equate how much spell power it is. 500, 600 something. Just the force that alone's 150 almost, or 130, I'm sorry. spell power, just a 4-piece alone. Add every other piece. 500 is a little much.
And
I don't know. I've never put a math to it. I'm not sure, but a much stronger.
So do you think overall damage is going to increase greatly? Like, because Warlocks as a class specifically, like your AoE damage doesn't scale as well with spell power generally, right? As say a class like Warrior or even a Hunter, but mainly like a Warrior who gets, as they get more armor pen, their AoE damage is massively, exponentially increased, right?
Well, but we have haste. So just like they have armor pen, we get haste.
How much haste do Warlocks get?
I think the most you're really going to get out of this next phase is going to be about 4 or 5%. The big haste from us comes from Sunwell's Blessed, because our 4 set T6 is no haste on it. We have nimble thoughts that we don't really wear. We can wear one if you're forced to wear one at some point, but you're not really wearing the shoulders unless it's in your seed set. I mean, you have Skull, but it's Skull. How many of those are you going to get? You don't have, I mean,
I was offered the first one.
You have some more haste too. Like you have the rings, but they're double rings of ancient. You got to get both of them to drop. You know what I mean? Yeah, I fucking ran in the middle of melee and seeded. I don't know why I don't talk about it.
I was offered the first Zardoom as well as Skull of Gul'dan if I play a Warlock.
Yeah, why would you do that? You don't like Warlocks? Boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not as boring. It gets more boring because now even the little try-hard, sweaty fucking fire destros and everything are going to be going to shadow for the most part, and all the people are going to be going from now. I'm not going to keep a dot up. It's literally going to be you're going to put a curse up and spam shadow bolt, right?
That's my current spec.
You get haste. Yeah, but you get haste and it goes a lot faster, and you're top of the meters, and those crits are fucking huge. Shadow bolts, bro, start banging.
Yeah, I think that's what the big draw is for the class, is when you start doing like 15k Shadow Bolts.
How do you feel about Solo Seed? What happened with? What's that? Did someone get what fight is that? Norris, are you talking about? I never heard about that.
Solo Seed?
You're talking about Tidewalker? I know a lot of the Warlocks are Solo Seed and Tidewalker.
Parses
are just so
Parses
fucked.
are so cheese. Actually, I'm curious.
It's irritating.
I'm curious what you think about it, because like some of them, I was just looking right before we did this. I was looking at a Londo Parse, and he had 15 Battle Squawk buffs in one fight on Lurker Below. One fight on Lurker Below. Here, I'll pull this up on the screen so that people can see. One Warlock casting 457 seeds.
Yeah. Wow.
So this is why the number one overall damage is 3,093, and this is number one in the entire raid for SSC, and it's because it's honestly not necessarily fair, I would say. I think the Chinese guilds, that's not like a targeted thing, but it is. There is some Chinese guilds that are specifically doing things that are like absolute insanity. Like there was a Solarian that was 1 minute and 8 seconds long, where they had one tank, 24 DPS, and most of the it was like I don't know, 18 hunters. Every group had an enhanced shaman. They had like 1 warrior or 2 warriors, like a rogue to get expose up.
Was that today?
No, it was like it was pre-nerf. It was before the nerf. It was like a few weeks ago. So it's mainly like there's a couple of Chinese guilds that very much focus on like, we want to get this one person the number one parse in the world, and then of course we have Bipolar, and I think there's got to be other parse guilds. They're just the most infamous for it because they succeed all the time at doing it.
Well, I wouldn't say parse guild. That's one person parsing.
There's a parse group.
I mean, they're all parsing, but there's oh yeah, true. Yeah, the whole group. Yeah,
that whole group gets. But the thing is, for them, in my opinion, they're all pretty insane players as well. So it goes from doing the cheesiest things you could possibly do while having the top players. Like, they're all really, really good players. So if you have all the top players and then do everything you can do to feed yourself the damage, there's no competition. No one can compete. It's quite literally impossible. You chain feed yourself 8 bloodlust or 5 bloodlusts, so it's 100% uptime. 5 battle squawks at least. There's nothing anyone can do. So I think parsing in TVC,
It's just cringe. You know?
It is.
A lot of it is. Sometimes it's not. I'm not saying that just all the time. You can get lucky and get hella crits or something, but it's whatever. That's why you can't really play the game the parse unless you're in a parsing guild, like you said.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm coming from retail. It feels like this has become you're either speed running or you're fucking parsing or you're just in the middle doing nothing, right? You're like one of those.
I think that's really where
they're both cringe to me. They're both speedrunning is cringe to me and parsing is cringe to me. Speedrunning is not as bad as parsing because, like you just explained, why I don't like the parsing. They're dub stacking one group. That fucks everybody else in the raid, bro. Like other people want to do some shit too, even though they might not say anything, but they don't want to get kicked out of the raid. But other motherfuckers want to pump. Do your warlocks want you fucking feeding your hunters every time, or you're that warrior, that one warlock? I don't want to be in that guild doing all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, what do you? Well, I'm curious though. So beforehand in private servers, because that was actually more of the realm in classic as well, right? I was highly focused. Originally, I thought I started my content creation as a way to help people get all 99 parses because some things weren't necessarily as intuitive, but people weren't really cheesing back then. So it was like how you can always outplay and try to play the best. You yourself will get 99s while the rest of your raid might be getting like 60s or 70s, right? Mm-hmm. But now in TBC specifically, it's very much like your specific group. And then I got very much into the speedrunning thing back then. But like you've been playing the TBC private servers. So like what is the draw of each individual raid for you? I had my personal kind of like goal was always to do better myself, always to improve, to see if I can do better on overall damage, that especially in speedruns. And now it's more focused on overall damage. But like, because gear doesn't drive me as a person or as a gamer. Mm-hmm. What are some of what draws you?
Gear doesn't drive me much either. I agree with you on that. I like to right now for this example. I was just testing some things with Felguard in this run, but normally like last week I got my seat set finally for the first time. Mm-hmm. So I was really pushing it. Lately I've been trying to push how much. Okay, because I never used seat set because nobody was big brain enough to think of that in private servers.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to figure out that sweet spot of how much can I spam now with this like insane, stacked crit and all that. That was pretty fun. I don't know. I just fucking go to raid and pump, try to pump.
So yeah, it's just trying to
I'm just waiting for the future, I guess. Waiting for T6, waiting for Sunwell, just waiting. You know what I mean? I'm not really like I just like my raid. I like my guild that I'm in. We just vibe. I'm just there to press buttons, hopefully at the right time and don't get yelled at until the expansion's done, and then see what we do for the next one. You know what I mean? I'm just playing games at this point. You know what I mean? It's just I've done T5 a lot. I've done T6 a lot, so it's like it's a little boring to me, but it's my fault for burning myself out of it. But it's not. I still have fun. I still love the game. I still love the people I play with, I guess. I try to bring hype to the raid a little bit, even though it's probably annoying to some people. And then I just go,
Yeah.
And T6 will be a lot of me trying to help the guild out help people out with, rating stuff, where to stand, what to do, what to press. Because I know quite a bit about T6 and we've already been in there versus, no matter how good a guild is. Look how good your guild is. Laddie's first time in there is fucking up all the time. You know what I mean? Not all the time, literally, but he was fucking up too. So a lot of people's first time are about to be. Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows the content. Yeah. That's where people like me can shine a little bit because I know the fucking content until everybody catches up and starts whooping my ass again like they're doing now. You know what I mean?
Well, late phase, everyone is like fully min maxing. I think one of the strengths is to like you learn it all very early, or you already know everything and you know what to focus on, and that's like gonna help the guild as you guys focus on potentially like going for race to world first again and stuff like that. But like that's the same for us, but we salad bakers, we kind of went in semi-blind and had some people that have done the raids before, and then just like test different things, right? Because even then, even having done the raid, I would say more often than not, in my personal experience, I'd say having done the raid before a lot of times is a massive advantage to a point, to where it could then eventually be a hindrance where people can be, I don't know if you experience this, but like some people that have played a lot of private servers can be stuck in their way of thinking that like this is the best strategy to do something when there's obviously a way to cleave it, or right, like anything like that. Like a lot of times moving mobs into a certain position makes no sense because you have so much downtime when you can actually focus on DPSing instead and mitigating the damage in other ways.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah,
I love it. I agree with all of it. I like raiding. Raiding is my favorite thing in the world. I love it. I'm kind of just like you said. I like the hard stuff. It's getting a little easier, which is okay. I'm just gonna, vibing, brother.
Yeah.
You can skip to the next boss. These trash are boring.
This trash is boring.
They nothing really, everything's just trash, just melts. Nothing's changed, guys.
I might pull up the Black Temple so we can look at. Everything is easy. Honestly, the nerfs.
I would say I think the only thing that changed was
Lady Vash.
Look at these Murlocs. Watch these Murlocs. Whenever they come up.
As they eventually come in. Murlocs incoming.
Sound like a hostage? I'm fucking stoned out of my mind. I've been streaming for 14 hours a day, my guy.
That's me after like 16 hours on Black
I try to stay hype, bro, but I can't all the time. Yeah, bro, I can't all the time. Yeah, you posted that video right afterwards. I went to bed. I woke up. I was like, damn, he fucking posted that.
Yeah, I was so tired. Sometimes, I mean, I don't, dude, these literally take one seed. Did you even get a seed off? You got one seed.
No, I stopped, canceled it because I didn't think it was going to get off. It was going so. Right here, he calls. He said nobody attacks the Murlocs anymore but Dolly, pretty much. Only the mages.
Really?
All right. Yeah, because they were dying so fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's interestingly enough, that's actually in the fastest runs now, like progress and stuff. Everyone was going fire for single target, and none of the warlocks, none of their 9 warlocks were able to seed or touch the Murlocs. It's the 2 or 3 mages. And that was before the nerfs. So now it's like the mages can deal with it no matter what anyways.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The mage, I mean, they just handle all the AoE, man. All of it. It's nice because then it's nice because a lot of the times, especially as a warlock, you're spatter bolting or you're doing whatever, then you stop the seed, but then like you send the seed, but you're max range, and all of a sudden they just died right away. You're like, I just wasted that whole ass cast, and the cast time is just annoying. But yeah, so I like it. It's more shadow bolts. I've always been on the side of I've always been on the side of more shadow bolts on it. Like if you watch anything of mine when we're doing trash packs, I meme about it a lot. Where you'll see people I do sometimes I'll seed early and be greedy, right? But more often than not, I sit there and I'll bolt. If there's 3 targets, people seed, I'm bolting usually. You know what I mean? I'm not going to see 3 times. I'm going to be a little, a little different.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, as a warlock, there's a lot of like min-maxing that can go off of like which target you're seeding. Like Mogram, you used to, not anymore, I would say, but like make sure you seed off of the Murloc so it actually does damage to the boss, even though it makes you actually have to like do something like tab. But how did you feel about the Lady Vash? I would say Lady Vash is the second most, obviously KT, the two most nerfed content.
Oh yeah, this is easy now. You can just go straight to phase. These guys melted. I mean, phase 1 and phase 2 were just easier than they already were. They already were fucking cake, right? There's nothing different about these phases. They're just super, super easy now, even easier than they were.
Because the Koufeng elites
look at that melt, bro.
They went.
I think there was 8 seconds left on my corruption out of an what? It's crazy.
Well, they went from 42k HP to 17k. All of these ads, like, look, it's absolutely destroyed. You're over here trying to dot, and you're like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I just gave up. That's why I said earlier. I kind of didn't realize how easy it was, or I probably would have went a different spec. But
yeah.
Phase 3 was just like it's gonna be right here. Yeah, phase 3 was crazy. It was just easy. It was just quick, simple. But I like that. I'm not complaining. I'm just tired, so I sound like I'm complaining.
I think
I'm glad it's fast. It was so shocking, man. It was just crazy, man.
I think it's honestly, I'm kind of hyped for Lady Vash to be. I mean, I don't know. So they removed mind controls entirely, and what they had originally said in the blue post was that they were going to have mind controls be CCable, like MC is CCable. But instead, they just decided they didn't want that at all.
Yeah. Did you happen to see how much health the sport bats have?
No, I didn't look up. I heard that they have like 7k.
Yeah. I look at someone says it in chat. Should we kill the sport bats? I'm like, nah. Because they have 6k, and I look up right here, and I'm like, oh my god, they really have 6k health. 5k, yeah, they have really low health. Do we know what's the server restart? I don't know. I think PTR is coming up, to be honest.
Hopefully, they're going to bring up PTR, which, of course, we're going to put together a raid again to go full clear.
If they put PTR before this ends, we're just immediately going back in.
Yeah. We got to go and full clear it again. We're going to be the first people to full clear it. But, like, literally no MCs. The Spore Bats do eventually come in, I believe. But, like, the boss can be killed almost within a Bloodlust. And the HP nerf,
look at that, bro.
It's crazy.
Right here, I think I look up at the Spore Bat and click it so you can see the health. I don't know exactly how much it was. I think it was like, it was damaged already.
Yeah. It had already taken a lot of damage.
One. Yeah, it's another one up here. I click it and I
4,500 HP.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
So the nerfs officially made tier 5 basic. Not, I wouldn't say a joke, but like
obsolete.
It's obsolete, yeah.
Which is fine. It's over. The tier's over. I think. What do you think this means for PTR for tier 6 though? Like to date.
I think
tier 6. Oh, look at that! I forgot I even got those. Look at those.
Look at that beautiful chess piece. Oh my god, let me see it.
I'll get into a tier 1 content. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's super easy. But it's old content, which I'm fine. There were people I raged earlier in my chat about. There's people who were complaining about the nerfs. I'm like, why are you complaining? You know, we already ranted about it, but I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
I just think I hope this means that we get T6, and it's kind of 2 weeks. I feel like they're not going to do T6 until January.
I think January
at the earliest. Yeah, at the earliest.
I think it's early January.
I think I said the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said the 4th.
I think it's early January. For some reason, in my eyes, like I'd like to say that they would give you everyone a little bit of time after the first, right? After New Year's, but like to be honest, it does not seem like Blizzard cares at all about holidays and waiting for things, because they're just gonna pop it out whenever they're ready, and it's gonna come out bugged. It's gonna come out bugged for sure. So
ahead, we got a wild card on here. Probably just go to KT or something. I
think
the only one. Alar was.
Let's see.
Nothing was crazy about Alar. Solarian might be actually. Solarian would be good to watch. It's the same. Oh yeah, go ahead. Solarian ads died right away.
Yeah,
crazy.
Solarian was.
BT?
Let's see.
Is that it?
No, that's not BT.
This is pretty. But you were just on the. Oh yeah, no, the PT one. You got to go under highlights. I deleted the VOD because I was doing glitching earlier and I didn't want to get clipped. So click videos. Click featured right there. Or to drop down, it says featured. Oh, you got it. Okay. There you
go. All right. Let's go into Black Temple and play this in the background.
Yeah. There you go.
Actually,
around here.
Okay, this is first boss. Yeah.
Well, first, what do you want to talk about first before the first boss? I guess do you want to talk about trash before the boss, or just go in order and talk about stuff?
I think that I was anticipating trash being a lot more intimidating, right? Like we went in to this raid very cautious, with TSW raid leading, with us being very cautious about every single trash pack. And then after each time we pulled, even though we remained cautious, each time we pulled, it seemed like things would blow up before you could actually do many casts, right?
Oh yeah, I know. I completely agree. The trash was the biggest shock to me because the trash sucked on P-servers. I kind of threw. Obviously, I know. I've learned from. I didn't play classic private servers more than like 2 weeks before launch to prepare. Right, the typical thing everybody did, where they leveled a character like 25 and said, "I played classic private servers." That was me. Anyway, they I heard from everything. Everyone's like, "Oh, private servers are hard, but it's so easy." So I kind of like we know what's gonna happen. We know that the stuff's gonna be kind of
you've done it and you've experienced everything.
I'm not walking in going, "Oh, I can't wait to get my ass rammed." I already know that. And if people say how difficult you think it's going to be, I'm going to say T6 is not going to be as hard. It's not going to have as many guilds hard stuck unless they tune it like crazy, right? But
yeah,
it's not going to have as many guilds hard stuck as the 810s. But because Vaj and KT were bugged and hard for those guilds, right? However, I think that T6 mechanically speaking is going to fuck some guilds up. Because there was mechanics regardless of the tuning was still killing people one shot. There's a lot of that goes on in BT that I can't wait to see. Just like the Gurtogg and the classic highlights and then all the fucking clips of people dying from stuff. I can't wait.
I mean, Bloodboil, we ran into a little bit of issues, but every other fight we walked through.
No, healers were ass.
Yeah, I mean,
quit it. It was so easy. It was crazy. The only troubles we had we had ass healers. Half of those healers have never pressed a button in their life that healed. We had 3 Resto Druids, 2 Holy Paladins, and a fucking Shaman at one point, bro. They were healers. Quit it. This shit was easy. Don't butter it. Don't butter it up. We had doo-doo people, bro.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with them. This is a learning thing. We took people to learn them, but it was hard. It was 2:00 in the morning. There's no way to get good players. We were just like griming it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't fucking say this. It was a cake mode. Whole place was a joke. Every time we did something, all you heard was everybody go, "Oh my god."
Oh my god! Did you see that?
Yeah. Come on, Get Milk carried. Get Milk actually didn't even do that bad. Squidward, you mean? But he didn't do that bad, man.
Get Milk might have been one of the most entertaining parts of the raid.
Dude, he only knew how to press circle of healing, but man was topping the meters with that circle of healing at the same time. He never palmed. He never did anything else. But he somehow was doing something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it works, right? Circle of Healing is absolutely probably one of the most OP spells. Here, I'm going to skip forward to us about to pull the boss.
Can we look at the rest of this so I can be petty and judge them? Two of them are actually pretty good. Zeldin was one of them. He was actually pretty good. You'll see him towards the end. You'll see us go through a lot of healers.
Too.
The reason this, and we were in here for like 11 hours or some shit, but that's only because I swear to God, we spent more time trying to find and fill people than actually played. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think if we move through, we could just clear it in like 2 hours with this current level. I honestly thought we were gonna.
I did some of these boss guides, so I'm just gonna post them while we talk about them anyway.
How did this feel in relation to private servers? High Warlord.
Well, nothing really different because this fight actually was never really that hard on private servers. This is actually, it's the opening boss. It never was really hard. I will say though, I remember something more punishing here, and I don't exactly recall what it was because I want to say it was just that needle spine right there. I mean the yada whatever it's called. I think it was just that. I think that just did more damage. I think it was just overall a little bit more damage, but this was never really a rough fight. This right here, look how much damage it does when it blows up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw it. I have the spine. I throw it. Boom! Look at that fucking damage. That is huge. That I was so shocked at seeing that much damage. I was like, oh my god. Oh, thank you. That was nice. You know what I mean? Because that makes you gotta have people healed up. I was worried that you throw that and it would just be like, oh, here's 2k damage to everybody. That was 80 to 90% of everybody's damage. 80% of everybody's health.
Yeah, everyone getting low really high. Yeah, 8,500. So it's good to see.
The typical, you just spread out and click whoever has a spine and you throw it, but it's going to make you go, hey, don't throw that spine yet. You might not throw the motherfucker's spine yet, so you got to wait.
Yeah. But this is like, it's another thing that like people could even mess up as simple as it is, but probably we'll see every guild clear through here. Like tier 6 content, even in original original like retail version of the game was cleared a lot easier than tier 5 content was. Like people were clearing full Black Temple before they were killing Lady Vosh.
That's true. I don't know what to say with the tuning because I don't know what they're messing with it, right? So I don't really know.
What they have to be.
Look at that priest topping. Good word, baby.
Yo, get milk on top. Dude, oh my God, Lottie. So congrats on BRE, Lottie.
Yeah, I think we'll do an episode. Probably after. Let's do it like literally right before launch, and we'll do like a deep dive on the bosses.
On all the boss mechanics and stuff. Yeah.
Main Mice is better than me. Main Mice is pretty good. Main Mice is really good. I would say he's better than me.
I think these rooms was kind of like the only time you actually really needed range to do too much.
Winky, baby, I love you. Shout out to Winky.
Shout out to our boy Winky, dude. Lottie, we're going back BT first. Hydro seems way too easy, so we're hoping they buff BT. We're going back BT first.
Yeah, we're going BT first. It's the minute they go up, Bubba, be the first one's done.
Yeah, we're gonna go in and we're gonna go super, super hard. But this room,
I think it's important because we know what to say. They watch our runs, they're watching our streams, they're watching us do it, they're listening to it, they're there, they're like everything. And I think it's the right people to listen to because we are the Zug-Zugging. TSW does. Granted, TSW does know what he's talking about in these raids. He's done these raids so many times, right? So it's like a good thing.
Yeah. And he knows what to take seriously and be afraid of, which is like, I think you always want to be over-prepared when you go into a situation like this, right? And then now we can go in and like, if they don't tune anything, you can blow it up. Of course, those beers with the Sunders, I feel like maybe I'm the only person that tracks debuffs at times. I was glad to get Lottie in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It went from it started off as we're grabbed anybody in the world that could come, and of course, obviously that's why there's streamers in there because we're all just sweaty at home doing nothing. And then we're like, yeah, of course we will. But this next one's gonna be I want to board wide and say a Zug run, I want to set the bar high. I'm hoping, to be honest, and people are gonna hate me for this, and don't hate me, but I'm hoping that like we go in there and clap it so hard, but it's like, oh yeah, we definitely got to tune again, and they tune again.
Yeah.
This fight was disappointing because two things. One big thing, one other big thing. Volcanoes. Phase 1, tank and spank. Not a big deal. He has a hateful strike. This fire that actually did not do that much damage. You did have to move out of it, but if you look, you can see people getting hit.
Which is like very slow moving. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's not a big deal to change because he saw Echo Stage take 2 hits of that and he ended up at 40% ish. I don't know if he got hit with something else though. So phase 1 here, it wasn't even that bad. It was just, it's just tank space. But the phase 2 is where I was very excited for this fight because one, it's a lot of movement. This is where how you as a hunter probably supposed to. I've never played hunter, but I'm pretty sure you would love this. There's so much min-maxing on what you press on this fight and when you do what because there's so much movement. When they're chasing people.
Yeah.
The volcanoes were hitting for shit.
Except for my pet, which wasn't trained for this. They were.
Oh, what happened?
The volcanoes in particular would waste my pet, but that was like, I think that was one of the most entertaining parts. I as a hunter wanted to. It's more of like when he ran on a volcano, so I want to look at like
hit multiple times or something.
Yeah, definitely. So I like trying to figure out where it can min max and pet management can be min max is always something that's like more actually exciting to me. That the volcanoes did own my pet multiple times, twice actually.
And if you see someone get hit, I try to get hit, but it doesn't even. What I don't like about it, I feel like it was irregular because one of these times I go up to a volcano and I stand under it. And it didn't hit me for a solid 3 seconds. But you can see some people sometimes getting hit here, and it looks like it's taken about 25-ish
percent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong. I don't know. I want you to one-shot me or goddamn close. I want you to take 60%. I want to never hit that. I like mechanics to go this fire.
Yeah, you go to run into it.
I think right here. Yeah, this fire, for instance, I would like. That I would have been dead. I don't know why they didn't hit. I don't know what happened there, but those usually I've done this before. I've done way wider bursts than that on private servers and died. Right. But which is fine. I just think as long as I want you to go like the Akama on fire right now was one-shotting shit. That was some crazy damage. Something like that. When you see a blue flame come out and I just pop my cooldowns, I'm blood furied out and I'm casting a shadow bolt and I see that flame, I go, fuck this. I'm gonna eat this so I want to go, no, I gotta move, cancel, and move out of that. I want to be punished for that. I don't want to go, I'm going to eat this damage so I can pump. I want to fucking have to move. I want all mechanics to make me move. Because the harder mechanics get, the more you can stand out.
I eat as much as I possibly can. I'm like,
in
Void Reaver on the Hunters, once like a few weeks in, it was like, hey, can you guys just like heal us? And like, yeah. Like even that, like right there, you took like 3,000 damage. It really does no damage. And you can allow it to hit you. And I feel like that, I'd like for that to be more punishing. The fire on the ground.
One more thing. This is the biggest one, right? On private servers, he would do this thing, which he did do. Why Wiki calls it a dash, it's a charge. Whoever he's targeting, if they are over 40 yards, this man will charge him at like times 5, like he's doing it now.
He just did it, yeah.
He just can't tell because he's so big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on P servers, he would do that same thing, but on here, he goes 5 times and then he stops when he's like within 20 yards and runs at normal speed. On private servers, if you ever got more than 35 yards or some shit, he would bolt to you and one-shot you melee. And then the fun part, fucked up, but the fun part about it was if you guys weren't careful and say I'm way out east on the east side, he charges me. Now Sarthe, who was in range pumping, is now out of range because he just charged me way over here. And he goes one shot, and it's just absolutely hilarious. This is not what it's doing here. Instead, like I said, it's 5 times movement speed until he's 20 yards from you. Then it drops back down to the normal speed, which is 90%. Another thing is it wasn't 90% on servers. So you're automatically faster than him. So if you're not targeted with an R, you'll be able to get away from them. God damn it. Look what I just had. As I said that. You know what I mean? It's just I want that to do more damage. Or at least don't stop at 20 yards. Like you're stopping at 20 yards to run back to slow speed. Why are you doing that? Like, don't do that. I really hope, because this fight is honestly one of the most fun fights in the game when it was hard. Like, it really was.
Yeah. But on the easy,
and I'm not saying it needs to be so hard. I know I'm going to get hate in the comments and all that shit from wanting it to be hard. I get it. But I'm not saying it needs to be breakneck hard, but just make it a little punishing, man. The fire, you watch that mage Echo Stage take 3 ticks in that. That's a very skilled private server mage, by the way. I know he knows what he's doing. But he took like 2 or 3 ticks to that. Come on. I want that to kill you.
That was the fight where I just got owned. Like my pet just got owned the whole time.
Use car things we understand. Yeah, exactly, bro. The trash, once again, a lot of this trash sucks. The fuck ups we're doing on this.
This was the most disappointing fight, I think.
Yep.
Shade of Akama.
Oh man.
We had like 10 people alive towards the end, and we were still able to just like kind of kite the odds around. Yeah.
This is where I knew that it was bad. Is I do the same thing every time I doom agony, and I pump. And this ad, I was so shocked You can't see it, but I'm like, I can't believe how fast. I was so shocked more than anything else how fast these died. This phase 1 is supposed to be a couple minutes long. It's not supposed to be this fast, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to actually be almost in a hurry to do this. When you get into phase 2 and he starts, or one's walking down there and phase 2 happens and you're pumping into phase 2, it's like we've wiped so many times because we are just right there. We just couldn't beat it in time. This was a very, very fun fight because you had to do all these ads correctly, which we, in a way, had to do them correctly because we don't. And watch how many people are about to die in like 5 seconds because of it.
Yeah, because the other ads weren't tanked.
Yeah, just people just messing up. And this is where it's, 80% of the raid doesn't never been in here before. And, this is the bot. Akama's walking. Look, Akama's walking. No one's hit it yet. You'll see me start hitting it when I can hit it. I wore a seed set because I thought this was going to be a seed fight. That's how this fight usually is. It's a seed fight. For 80% of the time I'm fighting, I'm seeding.
And look at the ads just running around.
So everyone's dying. I'm standing in Rain of Fire on purpose.
219 health in Rain of Fire, and you tapped. And you tapped.
Just look at, and then I realized like, oh, this isn't a wipe. This is real life. We might be able to pull this off. But it's just look how many people are alive. The boss is. Thankfully he's getting tanked by Akama, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise we really would have wiped here, which would have been an ultimate meme.
Yeah. And then literally just slowly but surely the boss dies. Like, so there's no fear. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people alive.
What, heals staying all over K? They're dead, my friend, on this one. But yeah, like I said in the beginning, we didn't have really good heals. We had some good healers, obviously. We had a couple that were all right, but it was just the
best was our tank healer that was doing 300 HPS.
Yeah, besides Drux, everybody else was literally just /4 world. We need a healer like now type shit. Before they weren't, it just gets worse. Hey, it gets worse for the healers as it goes. Well, actually, towards the end, we start getting like Shadow. We get Spider in there, and we get some other people in there. But yeah, you weren't there yet. Yeah, we start getting. I memed about the 3 wrestles.
I need to skip this
actually pretty good
because I wiped us.
Oh, there we go.
Should I show it? No.
You wiped us on that?
Yeah, I wiped us. I over-aggroed.
Laddie died like right away.
Well, Lottie died, and then we were doing another one, and I was like getting throttled on aggro. Oh, you can see I'm dead in the corner.
Look at Gorefiend's health. It's just that's insane.
It's so here. I'm gonna go
this
back.
Fight. So this is my worst fight in the history of World of Warcraft. I was really bad at constructs. Not as easy
at doing it. Did you see that? Like, there's a game, a flash game.
It's not the same thing. Trust me. Now you'll see when you get it. What I will say from this is the first person who does this did a great job. Second person did all right. They started leaking a little bit, and then they started running through here, and everybody should have been dead. I feel like everybody should have been. We should have wiped on this pool.
Because the ads,
the pool that we killed them.
The ghosts were there.
So many fucking ads out. Yeah, they're not doing a lot of damage. This is where this mechanic right here is literally one of the most retarded mechanics in the game. Like everybody know, that's the one thing people know about Gorefiend is the construct mechanic is dumb. It's hard. It's just annoying.
Yeah,
it's trivial now, unless they change it, which they will. It's trivial. They barely did any damage. They messed up on the constructs. We had so many of them out. They were able to clean them all up. They were barely doing any damage to anybody. I'm not saying they need a one-shot like P-Serves, but they got to do something. They have to make it.
See, here I'm zoning out. I'm doing 3.3k DPS, and I had already feigned death. And we're like, it's at like 80%. So I just feigned death. I didn't think I could catch back up.
How do you? I'm not even 35 away. You're not even earning me.
No, but I'm pretty sure I do. Oh, no. I just don't get healed. Never mind. I didn't get healed. Okay. I didn't get dispelled. I lied. This is the one where we actually kill it. This is the one where we actually kill it.
I died in the middle and spawned constructs on the kill. Oh, there you go. Spider. Maybe that's the ones I'm talking about in the middle. Then did you do it?
Yeah, because there was one. I remember Milk ran out and did it just fine. And then
I'll be happy if I never get the debuff.
Never.
I wish I still had my clips from Twitch. I had to delete them all. I wish I still had them. I have so many of them.
Of you just getting pissed off.
Oh my god, I hate these. Well, on private servers, when it came out, if for the first almost 2 months of it, I never got it one time. So by the time everybody was, I'm talking weeks of wiping on this boss because people were fucking it up.
Yeah.
GM's raging. So 2 months later, everybody figures it the fuck out, and now I start getting it, and I've never had it. Oh my god, it was crazy. It was funny though.
So it's still frustrating for you.
It was so funny. Yeah, I hope I don't get it. Yeah, all I have is to correlate to private servers. What else do I correlate it to, my friend?
Honestly, though, look at the boss, right? Like, this isn't real time, and the boss is 40% HP. This isn't sped up or anything. I do think they can definitely buff bosses' HP. They feel like they die faster than bosses currently, not currently with the new like nerfs, but like normal tier 5 bosses.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested to see what they do. What do you think they're gonna do? You think we think we're gonna go in there, pull trash, and what?
I doubt it. I doubt they would go in and change too much other than HP values for the most part. I mean, it felt like maybe make some. So right here, this is where Spider just drops everything on us. Thanks, Spider.
This isn't SOM. They're not going to buff. I think they're going to buff something. They are going to tune it. I think they're actually going to tune it.
I think
there was no the pre-nerf version of this was not. It was anything. Was nothing. The only thing they can do is buff it. They can't release this the same way. I mean, they can, right? But I wouldn't. Like, I wouldn't be the smart thing. If they were, then why would they have took it down, right? Obviously, there could be some stuff we don't know when we get this exact form. To be honest, we don't know that. But do you really think that though? Do you really think we're gonna get this easy ass raid, guys? No memes aside, do you actually think Blizzard's gonna give us this easy ass raid, or they're gonna buff it?
I would like to see some buffs. We'll see. It seems like if you can go in to the next level of content and one shot basically everything in the next tier of content itself, I don't know if necessarily I think that's a good thing.
This game is dead at this fucking PT is easy as shit. If T6 comes out this easy, this game's dead before Sunwell.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, people play this game not for Sunwell. They're playing it for fucking Illidan. A majority of people are coming in here to do Black Temple and Illidan and never play again. You got a lot of people that want to do Sunwell, but I know so many people who are only here for Illidan, bro. Illidan, Glaives, whatever else, and then they're done.
I think although we say that though, I mean, I do agree. Like a lot of people saw, I think every guild saw people quit when they killed the Lich King, right? Or Kel'Thuzad in Nax. A lot of guilds quit, like, or people would quit right after they finally got the kill. And it was always the person who like won Gressel or something. He's like, oh, I finally got the Hunger and Cold. We finally one-shot the boss. I'm so happy, guys. I'm proud of you. All right, well, that was all I wanted to do in the game. Thanks for all the loot. Peace. She's like, oh my God, you hack. That was always the
anything
thing.
before the hardest iterations of retail. I don't know. Why change it? I don't know. I don't know why they would. I hope they do.
I think
I have no clue. I don't work for Blizzard, guys, or else I would tell you guys everything if I did.
Blizzard is airing towards the idea of hashtag some changes finally.
They are.
Right?
Yes. They look what they're doing. And you guys will find out soon.
Oh, this boss was the most frustrating thing in the world. We had a healing, a holy paladin that was supposed to heal the main tanks that was doing an output of between 140 and 300 HPS.
To be fair,
look at Spider doing 1.7k heals per second.
What did he say he was doing? What was his issue? He said it was his UI or something, right? Ski bias.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, it was really quick on the PTP server and stuff, but I mean,
I think though, gotta be real. You could cast a couple spells and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
I don't know Paladin, but don't you just spam one button?
Yeah, just stock UI, right? Just stock UI.
Only just died.
So we wiped to this boss for what felt like, well, let's look. Yeah, it was forever. We literally wiped this boss long enough that ads respawned.
Mm-hmm. We had to wait a lot too, though. A lot.
Yeah. We left the raid and came back. That's bad.
That's what I thought. Flashlight number 1 and you're done. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's what he's saying. Like, it was just random PTR, some pugs, so it wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
Sarthe was gratefully bringing in some people from his guild and chat that were coming in and pumping.
Also, do you want to see one of the most ridiculous things? I showed this to my chat when we were doing the actual raid. Let me see if I can. Actually, it would mess up Discord. Apparently, and I say apparently because I don't know the encounter itself, and this is going to be really helpful for everyone watching. The Illidari Council fight, the mage tank. Our mage tank was wearing full arcane resistance gear. You can't resist it. You can't even partial resist it.
Jeez.
So that's why Paulie, who came in and mage tanked it for us, after we kept wiping to our mage tank dying, wore full, also arcane resistance gear, unenchanted and ungemmed, and had only trained or only had 3 buttons on his action bars, just as like a meme, and we still like one shot it after he came in.
Yeah, he was a gamer.
Yeah.
He came in today. He's probably a gamer, man.
So like, but it's helpful, right? To know that anyone planning arcane res gear or anything like that, you can't resist it. You can't even partial res it. So Illidari Council, if you're mage tank, just go your stand. It's pretty much like just like if you're tanking in Gruul, right? You're not like worried about going like fire res or whatever. You're just going, make sure you spell steal, and that's kind of what matters. But other than that, I think most of the fights, that was probably the most challenging or the longest fight.
Which is crazy because this is one of the easiest fights, and it's literally just shifting groups back. But this might be one of those fights where if people who are mechanically in challenge could struggle with. But I guess your Raider kind of knows who, you know how they kind of know who, like, okay, maybe not give him a trusted one. Maybe not let him click a cube type shit. They'll probably keep him out of the
That's
dance,
exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, you just got to keep him out of the dance.
Yeah. You actually not in a rotation. It's all right. We'll have one of our melee run all the way back there. He's... It's just
safer. The tank run and bring the boss.
Yeah, it's just safer. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, and then people just like, we wiped a lot of the times from people getting this fixate and not preparing for it.
Not turning.
Yeah, don't turn. There's no Hellstone getting popped. There's nothing getting cracked to help you save right away. There's no
potions, no defensive CDs. And if you get aggro after the 5th Bloodboil, if you get aggro, you just like I tanked it one time, and it's just like just aspect of the monkey and pop a stone shield, and you have actually no fears. So it's really going to be something that holds people back, I think.
Yeah, I think it was also, this was the first boss that we had that actually was hidden. We were dying to too. So people were like, oh shit. Yeah. We're actually dying. This is a fight where a lot of damage goes out too. There's constant damage from Bloodboil going out all the time. The actual Bloodboil.
Yeah. Look at this. Crick standing in front of the boss and attacking.
I think I actually was into the fight. Sub 5%, I don't move. Fight me.
The boss does frontals at this point, and
sub 5, I die with Pilaf. Look at this.
You died as a
Together.
solidarity,
holding hands or holding shoulders, whatever.
Yeah. This was another one of the easier fights. What do you think is going to be the stopgaps?
Well, I don't think this is one of the easier. I think it is one of the easier fights if you have a team that can do mechanics like that. Step back mechanic, it seems like it's really easy because it is really easy, but you saw people messing that up already. The first pull, they're like, yeah, I'm paying attention. Second pull, they're already fucking it up. Hey, there's only 3 back here. There's only 4 back here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but what do you think will be, if there are any stopgaps for guilds that'll hold them off?
I don't know. I'm going to wait to see the tuning, I think. I don't know. I have to see tuning on it. Gorefiend. I will always say Gorefiend. Don't sleep on that construct mechanic till you have to do it a couple times.
What if we don't see tuning?
See in Lich King then, I guess. I don't know. You mean what would be the hard trap part?
Yeah. Because right now, like guilds are like 8 of 10. A lot of guilds struggled on clearing Mogrim. I guess every other boss you kind of cleared instantly, I think. So like in tier 5 content, guilds were the first stopgap really was Mogrim, like Tidewalker.
Yeah.
And then it was like Vosh and KT, which are still
if
like
you left hard. If it went as this, I would probably say Gorefiend again. Akama can be annoying. Yeah, Akama can be annoying, but yeah, Akama can be annoying. You're right, but that was just people not knowing what to do. It just boils down to, I mean, if you have a simple explanation on which fight to do, I think the constructs are what's going to fuck people up the most. Still, I will always say constructs first because 4th boss usually doesn't need to do it. Bloodboil, I don't think is going to be hard. I think people might wipe to the fixate. You know what I mean? How they, how it was how we were wiping because people were dying to that.
Yeah.
I think people are gonna, that same thing's gonna happen too because people are gonna underestimate it. I'm not gonna pop a iron. Their potions are gonna be on cooldowns. Stuff's gonna happen and they're not gonna be able to do it and they're gonna be like, oh shit. I think that's gonna be a good one. This fight, not so much. This fight's pretty. It's not that hard, as you know.
Yeah.
But this is honestly one of the dopest fights in the game. Here, this is why this is one of the reasons I like Black Temple is because all these bosses have such different mechanics. And look at this one. This is just crazy. This guy has 3 different phases to him. Each one's a different face. In phase 1, you can't nobody can heal. Nobody can get damage. Laddie cannot be healed. Right there, he's about to die. Nobody can be healed at all. It's impossible. Phase 2, every bit of damage you do gets reflected back to you. I think what 50% of it. I'm not sure what that stands at.
I almost killed myself phase 2. I was pumping
I
too
doom
hard.
in here and I fucking last. I have like 2k health afterwards. My doom pop.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I want to.
It's funny to see that phase because there's a healer right next to you. Zeldin was standing literally right next to you, AFK. You know, because like but he could DPS. You know, you could DPS.
Yeah. He was like that though.
He was like, nah, dude, I can't heal this phase. I'm just gonna stand here and watch you guys.
They should be DPSing. Every single healer should DPS that phase because it's faster. It's the way to get through it. Because the sooner you get out of the phase, the sooner everybody can be healed up.
It's like,
and then these things heal you too, right? They heal you, give you mana back at the end of it. These little beautiful. Oh, they're just healing actually. They heal you for a lot too, like 3,000.
Yeah,
those
you
fuckers are healing for 3,000
so
to pop.
easy. 3,828.
That's crazy.
So everyone now is max HP, max mana for the most part, and ready to pump.
In comparison, this phase, so I have Doom would kill you. It would 100% kill you if you did it on Predators. If you got it during Dead, it would kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And a Shadow Bolt crit would almost kill me. It'd bring you down to like 1k. So that was about right.
So did you have to throttle your DPS a lot more?
No, you'll see it here. I don't think I throttled at all.
No, I mean on Predators.
If you crit, yes. Oh yeah. The rule is if you crit a Shadow Bolt, and you start casting that Shadow Bolt because you're spamming, you stop casting for a second and you wait to see what get healed up.
Wow.
But even these ones that crit, they're not super chunking me. I don't remember them super chunking me, but the Doom is pretty heavy.
It looks
that
like
goes off.
You take actually half the damage. So you're taking about half the damage. So the damage going out was 7,600. You took down 3,800.
Give me a good crit. I do it during Dead End right here on purpose.
Right there.
Like, pop cooldowns during Dead End. I wanted to see if I could do it. I was trying to kill myself.
So then you potentially could in the future, right? Like with big crits, like there you took 4,000 damage, right? So like with big crits, I could see us reaching a point where you could murder yourself.
Yeah, you need like my Dooms are like 10, 11k right now, 10k. Not this, I don't know why they're lower, but so if you got a Doom going off, Shadow Bolt going off, that's 5k.
Was that the Doom right there? It hit you 6,600. Yeah. Yep. So if those hit at the exact same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now there's, at least that adds something to watch out for, right?
I mean, you just can't, as any Warlock would, you just cancel your Doom if it's going to kill you.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot and just like, oh no, I want to see if it kills me.
As any Warlock would. I mean, let's be realistic. People do it all the time.
Yeah.
I think everyone out here has seen a Warlock in their guild put Curse of Doom up right at the beginning on Hydros, and then your tanks swap it right as it hits 100%, and then the Warlock doesn't decide to like Agony or something. And
is this personal experience here about or what?
Oh no! I am one of the best Warlocks in the world.
Okay.
You didn't know? I'm Pryod, Skull of Gul'dan, and Zardoom.
I'm the guy that you were just talking about. So
yeah, but I've seen it a billion times, especially in a GDKP. So like I've seen it a billion times, and I know people are gonna do it again. You know, if there's a way for you to kill yourself without noticing,
this is it.
Someone's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the boss, and I'm kind of honestly, it's gonna make for some really good memes. It's gonna make for some really good clips.
It would only be a Warlock, I think, right?
Yeah, only a Warlock on Doom and a crit could kill yourself. I mean, unless your healers are AFK, like, yeah. Like, you can look at the meters, you can barely see. It was like me and How Mad at 1.8k DPS. Like, we were pumping full damage into there, and I don't think I ever got low on this boss.
Yeah, I trinket pop a lot because they're my Naga buttons. I accidentally press them. I really need to change them, but my mind doesn't remember what the new buttons are.
New mouse?
My brain's been trained. Yeah, dude, I've been using... You know how I use keybinds for like ever? I've been using keybinds for like 15 years, some shit. I try to change them. I won't. I'll actually press them.
I think it's fair. I did the same when I got the new mouse.
Oh, the Naga mouses are worse because your hand touches your keyboard or some stupid shit and like pushes the button. I'm stubborn though. I'm not changing it.
I think this boss, for the most part, seemed like relatively easy. I think we two-shot it because we wiped the first time by butt pulling. The one thing was the aggro radius of it is huge to start the encounter, and people just decided to like not stay ranged for the most part, right? Like,
yeah,
we were always like, just stack directly on us, and someone would always run to the right of the stack. And that's going to happen in a lot of guilds, and a lot of people are going to see that, especially on the first few weeks. I can guarantee a lot of people are going to be like, oh, no, 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 no. And then the boss is pulled.
Yeah. And also the gauntlet's new to some people too, right?
Yeah. I think it's the first gauntlet we have for ZA.
Wait.
I don't know.
Where you have to actually pull those ads up. You don't have to. We would die in front of the boss and res and then buff up.
Yeah. And just keep
You can
going.
also do this thing that I actually don't know if it'll work. I haven't tried it, but you know how we'd pull those ads? You can actually have like a pally go and pull the ads and everybody run by. And then he can just be out of combat. We were able to do that too. I don't know if you could do that on live, but
you didn't beat me. Pilaf beat me because I died. Easy.
Pilaf also gets the doom and all that shit. He's just pumping.
I
make sure he never has any duties.
The real fight that people are probably the first fight people are curious about.
I think this is going to be a guild stopper here, bud. I think if they kept it as it is, it'd still be a guild stopper.
Really?
Not everybody, but the people who.
I definitely agree. I think a lot of people are gonna find this to be a lot more challenging.
Fatal Attraction can be hard for some people. I've seen people just, for some reason, brain stop working when they get teleported. But the good news is it wasn't doing that much damage, right? So we have to see how much damage it does when it gets out, which you can also just negate by wearing more Shadow Res, right? I think what were you wearing? 250?
I wore way more than I had to. I wore 250 on buff, but we also had a only rank 1 shadow buff prop buff from Priest, right? So it was 30 shadow protection.
Oh yeah, we did for the first
instead
two
of 70. No, for all of them. I don't think we ever went back and got trained.
Oh, we never went back to
that? Yeah, because the stock characters they give you aren't trained. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I thought someone. That's why someone whispered me. He's like, "Yeah, meet me out front. I got the book." I was like, "I'm not gonna walk all the way out there for a book. I don't need."
Yeah,
I wore 150 res, shadow res, unbuffed. And I purposely sit over here underneath the lamp to test the lamp jump thing, and I was fine. Didn't see him.
Did you get knocked up?
You guys, yeah, twice.
Okay. And did you take any damage?
Nope. Whatever, a little bit of falling damage it is for 12 feet. Whatever that is. So the reason I'm look up right here, that's how you know you're under it, right? Is if it zooms in on the hand, right?
Yeah.
But this fight, I love this fight. This is another. I just love this fucking raid. This fight is so dope. Every bit about this fight, the teleport, the fact that you need any that makes you go gear out of your way to get it. These little buffs. Did you notice the buffs up there? The debuffs when you're playing, Sarthe?
Yeah. What I'm forgetting right now.
They're elements, bro. So like they're counter elements. So for example, I don't know exactly what the counters for all of them are, but if you can imagine like a frost and a fire, one will be like a frost damage decreased by 25%, fire damage increased by 25%, and then it'll be like holy damage down, shadow up, or vice versa. So each of those crystals right now, that's shadow up, holy down, or whatever. So you just wait for yours, and that's when that's what this fight is supposed. That's a post nerf mechanic. The damage thing. The damage thing is like the best part of the fight because now I purposely go, okay, I'm gonna tap when shadow's down. Or, I'm going to go switch to fire when fire's up because, whatever it is. I don't really switch to fire, obviously. But you can switch fire when shadow's down. And it's really cool. I like it.
And also, right there, this is, I think, is something that's going to be key to see. Look at everybody who's going to get knocked up here. Look at the damage. People are taking, like, 20% of your HP from knock-up damage right now. It's negligible, honestly. And I was talking to the one guild that was ahead of us, the only other group that full cleared, Fusion. They had a pretty good strategy that I liked. I like that the way we did it was very much the strategy you're used to doing, right? Where you go over here and you stand underneath this little fountain so people can't get knocked up, and I pull and bring the boss all the way over here to the tank, right? But this is one of the good examples of me thinking that like newer strategies can be significantly better is the damage. If the damage stays the way it is, then it's definitely negligible. There's no point in dragging the boss all the way over here. You lose out on like 6 seconds of uptime of the boss just positioning, and it makes it do Fatal Attraction 6 seconds earlier on your actual real kill, technically. So it makes you probably potentially have a whole nother Fatal Attraction, which is the only scary mechanic on this boss. And instead of you just pretty much fighting the boss where it is. since the fall damage isn't actually intimidating.
Yeah, well, she also still has about shadow spells at you and other stuff that you negate with shadow damage. Yeah. That's why it sucks when you're not under things. That's why people were under that fish so they get knocked up. We're under the hand.
But I don't know if it's worth it. I personally don't think it's worth it. I'm curious to see how many guilds on Race the World First do it.
What?
Because hide under anything, right? I think the knockup isn't intimidating enough. Although, I guess it could break your.
What do you mean? It stops DPS. Yeah, what are you talking about? It's 25 people who can't DPS. You are 100%. You won't be over here. You can go over there and do it. There's more girls over there where she is. You don't got to do it way back here. I don't think it's smart to do it way back here because I feel like, it's so easy to reset. You can go up a little bit more, Yeah, you're 100% do it. Why wouldn't you?
I'm curious to see. I didn't actually look at their logs, how much DPS they did compared to us.
Fusion?
Yeah.
Probably a good amount more, I would imagine. I was missing 300, like 250 spell power or something.
Yeah, because they were able to go in with their own characters. And they did everyone with 150 or less shadow res and just having goblin rocket boots. So like the scary mechanic is, as you can see in this corner here, guys, the fatal attraction, she teleports you somewhere random and you're all tethered together so that while you are still tethered together, you're all taking more and more damage over time, exponentially more damage over time. And it's very fast and it's a fuck ton of damage, right? So you all have to just run in a random direction to be ranged away from each other faster. But with Goblin Rocket Boots, you almost instantly broke it. Luckily, she sent me over there while I had used Blood Fury, so it was pretty clutch. You're probably going to have to hold on to that. Any orcs out there? But yeah.
You just wait till you see it pop, then pop it.
Yeah, exactly.
You see someone else do
after the first one. But yeah, oh, this is a wipe. See, that was a group that just ran directly through the raid too. Mm-hmm. So like, I think this is definitely the first fight where people can kill you. Like they just killed the whole raid.
There's the worst. So there's set spots that you can get teleported to. That's literally like one of the worst spots because you hit the tank, you hit the raid, you hit everybody. Nothing you can do about it. You pretty much just need to move in a triangle away from each other to get it on, but you can't go anywhere. It's just shit RNG. That's just the game. That's just a fight. Well, normally
I think the raid has to run if that happens, right?
You just all scuffle out. So you scuffle out so they can go by.
Yeah.
The thing is, you go like, north and south, and the other one has to go out. So you have to make sure we go on the bottom left of the triangle. I think also if you think about it, like there's pre-positioned spots for that as well. So if you go somewhere else, we wouldn't even be where they can be teleported. You can find somewhere to place your raid, where you won't get hit by a fatal attraction when you do get teleported out.
If you're fighting the boss up on her normal like spawn location where she is that still one of the teleportation spots all the way back here?
I've never in my life fought her up there. Each time I've ever killed her, it's always been back here because we've always used the fish to jump up and down. I think one time on one of them we fought over there because I remember using one of those lamps over there, but I don't remember fatal where all the places were on it. Yeah, that was back before I was paying attention to everything. No, I'm not doing that.
No, I'm always paying attention. I know. But I think this is so the question for most people is probably how much shadow res do they actually need to have? Oh my god, TSW just instantly one shot. Okay, so that's a nice reset. The boss does hit super hard, and as it's traveling, it does its little flurry / parry haste thing, and it whacks your tank instantly. Especially if you don't have like inspiration up on your tank or like any buffs really, which was an issue we ran into while Spider was not there with our heals. But it seems like this is going to be the first, I think, could be the first major stopgap for guilds if they don't have any shadow resistance prepared yet. Do you think that us going 150 was too much, or do you think...
Nice. No, I don't think it was too much. I think that they're going to tune it, and you're going to need 250 across the board, I would say. People ask me all the time how much to go. I would say 250 unbuffed. Go walk into the raid with 250 unbuffed. If you guys clear the damn raid, clear it with no issues, then next week take a piece off. Now, if you're in a more like Sarthe, where you're like just like me, we're like, how much do I really need? I would still just say go 250 and be safe. And listen to your raid leaders, bro. Your raid leaders tell you how much to wear. Listen to what they're saying. But I would say if without saying it again, I would say 250 unbuffed.
Yeah.
Just to be super safe. I mean, if you don't want to be more safe, you don't need to, then drop some if you want to,
I think especially until we see the exact launched version of the game, 250 is going to be pretty much crucial to be prepared. We did 150 to 250, and if you don't have, especially if you don't have something like rocket boots to get away, but rocket boots can only save you in one. Also, make sure you have greater shadow protection potions, or
you can also get flask chromatic chromatic wonders or whatever it's called, 25 flask. Just for this fight, you just pop it on. Damage literally doesn't matter on this fight.
It's not enough.
I mean, it's 25. It's still 25 Shahraz. What are you talking about?
Yeah, 25 Shahraz over 80 spell damage.
Damage does not matter on this fight. If you are trying to survive this fight, you're stacking Shahraz. I said that for the people out there who are just now going, oh shit, I need to get Shahraz gear. And they go to auction house real quick and they look and they see everything is 500, 600, 700, 800, 900,
it's so
1,000 gold. Yeah, guess what? Get that cloak enchant, get those shadow armor kits on your fucking whatever, your chest, pants, gloves, I think it is, or whatever, and get that goddamn flask of chromatic wonder and some shadow pots. That covers up so much of your Shahraz. You are safe as shit.
Yeah, that's true. And some resistance food. Easy.
Didn't even know they had resistance food.
Yeah.
Really? What is it?
It's so little. It's like 8. It's like 8,
wow.
but
that's a shadow armor kit.
Yeah.
Void spheres too. Yeah, that's a little bit, but yeah. And you also need to enchant your gear. Here's another thing people need to realize is put hit on your gear. If you're one of those classes, warlocks, who need a lot of hit, warlocks, make sure you bring hit because you're not gonna hit the boss. And then you're what? You're just worthless. Not only is your damage less because you have shadow res on, but your damage is even less because you don't have any hit.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than a resist on a Curse of Doom if you're a warlock.
Oh my god, that's the most tilting thing ever too.
It's painful.
It's better that it resists on an application than the blow up though. Because can you imagine if it blow up? You're like, here it comes.
Wait, I didn't even realize it could do that.
What do you mean?
I never paid attention. I'm not.
Yeah, resist when you put it on. Like when you put it up, it'll say resist.
Yeah. But if it, but can it resist on the application? It's like once.
Yeah, on the application is the only way. No. If you ever see it on your target, it's going off.
I was like, that's what I was saying. I was like, wait, it can do that? That would be. I would have been like, what, dude?
You can cheese this without shadow res, like he said. Fusion can. If you put, I think you can do like what they said. I ran 150 on this. You can run lower probably. You would have to. I was also spamming shadow words. I used 5 shadow words at about 850, 837 damage per 5. So whatever the math on that is, like 4,000 something damage. I got the negate off that as well. Other than that, I think you can rocket boost to get out. If you get fatal attraction, you speed out of there. Save your potion. You can use a posh. You can, if you want to run a different trinket, if you want to, but you need to get out of that fatal right away. So yeah, if you can get out of that as fast as you can, then you can take the risk.
The first tick was like 1,500, then 2,500, then 3,000. It just goes hard. Yeah.
So you can take, like, I don't get fataled, so you can take the chance of not getting fataled. Who knows if I would have died if I got fataled. But the thing is, I can get fataled too at the same time. This is a PTR with a bunch of friends. I'm memeing. I don't give a shit. But, prog comes, I'm stacked up at cap. I'm going to be cap. I'm tanking Illidan. I'm going to be cap. You know what I mean? Because it's safety. It's a fight. Unless you're just in a guild where you're kind of, it's not a big deal if you guys wipe, but I'm not trying to wipe.
Yeah.
Does Cloak of Shadows do anything?
I wasn't able to test if Cloak of Shadows did anything to fatal. Although I do know that you can banish abilities again. I'm not sure if you were able to, but I noticed today on Capernian, because it was awesome, we didn't have Fear Ward or Tremor Totems down, and I got feared directly into Capernian, and you're able to vanish the con flag. So I don't know if that's changed from something you could do beforehand or something. Today was the first day I had to deal with that, but you can fully vanish the conflagrate as she sends it out. So I'm not sure if you can. I would assume so. It is fully shadow damage, so I would fully assume so. It might actually break. Break it. So I didn't see anyone try to
I feel
ice
like it
block
wouldn't break it, but it might like drop stacks or something. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can ice block it.
You can.
So yeah, you might be able to. I'm pretty sure you can ice block. You used to be able to ice block it. I can ask somebody who would know for sure. Let me ask Echo.
Yeah, because if you can ice block it, it might break it. If it breaks it, it breaks it for everyone, right? Ice block might make you immune there. So I had everyone type out what their actual shadow res was, and you can see it on the side there. People were between 150 and some people very high, but almost no one died. It was a pretty simple.
Yeah, Shadrax 389. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's the highest I've ever seen.
Look at that Chad 149 right there, bud.
That's so insane. He's like, I don't want to die, dude.
Died. Oh yeah, I know. He went 390, 380.
Yeah.
So what's cap? I don't know. I'm just gonna stack it.
Yeah. It's like, I'll pass that. I don't care.
But he didn't die. So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
This fight, this is a big fight where you don't want to die because one less person here is a big deal. You guys are already low on damage because you guys are all shadow rezzed out. Less hit, less all your stats, You died with over 300, yeah. How much did you, perhaps 415? What? No. But, you died with over 3. How many, things did you take?
Yeah, it depends on how long you were in Fatal Attraction, right? Because the damage is going to get more dangerous no matter what. 4 ticks killed you, and nobody healed you.
You can ice block it, but it hurts other people. I don't think Fatal passes to another person if you ice block it.
Yeah. So, but the other people still are taking the damage as if like you aren't moving. Yeah. So.
So it still stays to you.
Yeah,
you're just not moving. Okay.
So I'm curious if it's the same situation with Cloak of Shadows. Yeah.
I don't know nothing about rogues. You got me there. I know what that is, but I don't know how that
Usually
works.
Cloak of Shadows drops everything that happens on you. Like the new Solarian debuff,
right?
The new Solarian debuff, yeah, it's all magic. The new Solarian debuff, literally you can cloak it, you can ice block it, and it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, definitely is an RNG fight. I guarantee guilds will clear it without any. Oh yeah, I think people will go in there without any. If they left it as is, Fusion already went in there with 0 res, and I think you can get away with everybody big dicking it their bis gear, and then if you lose 5, 6, 10, whatever, you lose them as long as you guys kill the boss right. I don't think that's the way to do it, and I hope that's not how it can be done. I hope that it moves away from the Zug just being able to cheese shit like that. I want to be able to They made that fight with the don't know the word I'm looking for, but they made that fight with the intentions to have you use shadow res. So the minute that we can go in there with no shadow res, to me, it's just like,
I think that's one of the staples of Classic, though, that we've dealt with, which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I think we've gone in for the most part with most things in Classic, and we've figured out ways to ignore mechanics that
I hate that
people have always been used to dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Move away, Gorthax. What's up, brother?
Gorthies. Yeah, I just hate it. I don't know. I rating is the act of MMOs as itself of playing with friends or random people you met on the internet, whatever it is amazing to me. It's always been amazing to me. And the fact that every week or whatever, however often in your MMO, you have to get together with these same group of guys, to whether you hate them or you love them or whatever, to defeat these bosses and these cool little mechanics that make you have to do this. And I just love that, man. I fucking love that shit. And if they're just gonna make it easy and just like, I don't even want to play the game. If they really do, it's like, it's not even, this is the funnest part of the game to me, man.
Yeah.
I can't be the only one who thinks that. The people like the rating. I only play these MMOs for rating. It's not even to meet the people. It's not even for the people. It's a win-win when you can meet someone like you one day, you know what I mean? But more often than not, you just meet a bunch of assholes who are yelling at each other and there's toxic, you know what I mean? I like the raid is just fun. I have Discord. I shouldn't. I got yelled at for it, so now I don't. But I had Discord turned down. I listen to music and I'm cat jamming and bumping. That's just like
you got yelled at for that?
No, I just gotta pay attention more.
Yeah, I mean,
typical streamer shit.
That's the easiest thing to fall prey on. If you noticed, Progress's world record SSC and TK attempts, Tetsu didn't stream because apparently that happened the other week, and he got called out for reading stream the whole time. So it happens. That happens to the best of us. But I think
wholesome bar fight.
I think I mean, well, Gorthax will be happy because like this raid will have a lot of mechanics where one person can mess up the whole raid. Oh my god! Wait, I have a clip.
We were just saying that to you, Gorthax. We're like, yo, Supremus, bro. If they make it so he's one clapping people, or like the constructs, you're gonna get so much fucking butter out of that.
Over.
There's so many mechanics in the rest of the TBC that are just like, you're gonna love it, bro. You're gonna be just fiending. It's gonna be so dope. Sunwell too. It's crazy.
I think I have one of the most fun here once I find this clip that just happened.
It doesn't have to be nice streaming. Yeah, it doesn't happen to everybody. People have better focus than like Dolly. He has really good focus on that. Me, I'm a new streamer, bro. I just like talking to motherfuckers, so I'm trying to balance that. Like,
This was tonight in Overclock's raid. I have to pull this up. This is the mechanic I was talking about. The new bomb that you can just ice block or you can just cloak it. This is an Overclock's raid who until early this morning had the world's #1 fastest Tempest Keep. J-Roo, I'm doing this for you. They had the fastest Tempest Keep in the world, and And then today with the new mechanic, you can see that Jayru actually gets the debuff right here and then just runs into... I think this is going to make for so many fun things because everyone... I'm even going to play the sound.
God.
I'm even going to play the sound watch when everyone just gets squashed.
Interesting.
So falls.
Away from the raid.
Everyone just goes down so slow and everyone's just dying. He runs right into them.
Wait, and no, look how much people survive this.
No, only him, because you don't take fall damage. Everyone else is dead.
Yeah, everyone else does. Yeah.
Everyone else is dead. One bubble.
That is hilarious. I love it. Yeah, you're gonna have some good content.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun one for our boys, dude. So, I mean, I'm definitely, personally, super excited to see some new things like that happen with Black Temple and Hyjal, where like one person just like comes in and kills everyone, or like we saw earlier with Mother, where like people just grief, or like not with what happened earlier, but like if someone just decides to run directly to the raid, like two people run directly to the raid if they get teleported and just wipe everyone.
Oh, I agree. There's gonna be a lot of trolls stuff here that people can do to have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. And then I don't know. We see. I think. Do you think Illidan is tuned up well enough?
No.
Because that was the only fight. I mean, technically, it was.
Fuck no. Healers were trash. What do you mean? We already went over this. That wasn't because of anybody. That wasn't. No. Illidan needs to be tuned as well.
Did you?
Illidan's gotta be tuned as well.
Tamed yourself.
Not all of
there?
our healers. Yeah, not. I mean, because I don't want to shit talk people. It's a learning thing. I get it, but no, it's not. It wasn't just because we were wiping a couple times doesn't mean the raid was hard. We wiped that times on Illidan. I love Laddie, because they've never tanked it before. They got to figure the dance out. You got to figure that fucking that fire Ellie dance out. That's all that is. And imagine if we had that worked out the whole time.
It didn't help that our healing priests were getting aggro over our prop paladins somehow.
It didn't help that your warlock tank wiped the raid either.
Yeah. That definitely did not help. And then you got targeted on the next pull.
Yeah, pretty funny.
So it'll be definitely interesting to see how long do you think the raid takes to be cleared? I mean, I guess it's hard to say because we don't know if it's buffed, right?
I think Illidan being a 9-minute fight, it was, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Took us 9.
I want a 12-minute Illidan. 11 and a half, 12-minute Illidan. That means it was buffed. Because we didn't. Let's talk about. You didn't even talk about Illidan. The fight. How did you feel about it? You didn't feel like it was too squishy. Like you didn't. From someone who's never done it before, how did it feel to you? Were you walking into Illidan? Were you, or Spider too? Anybody in chat who did the PTR? What, you guys have never killed Illidan? What did it feel like when you finally pulled up to Illidan? Like, what's up, homie? Was it?
I had forgotten all of Illidan's mechanics. I had server first kill of Illidan in original vanilla, but I'd literally zoned out. I've like forgotten every mechanic, and it feels. It's most definitely not challenging. It's most definitely not challenging. I thought the fight was interesting for the sake of trying to min-max my pet and keeping your pet alive, which is something that like I think is one of the most fun things in the game. Is just like hunter rotation is always changing, especially if you ever have to move, or with haste, any haste procs, your rotation is always changing. So that's why I've fallen in love with hunter, because it's always constantly you're doing something different. It's never static. And Illidan also adds on. I do like the fights where pet management is a key aspect to how you perform as a hunter. So I thought that the fight was really interesting. I did get annoyed at times with the tanking. I think, but Lottie's not going to be forced to tank. But like, I think tanks are going to have to be cautious of pets if you want hunters to do well, or hunters are going to have your pets just like sit by yourself. Like when you're tanking the ads, and we can go to Illidan in a second. When you're tanking the ads, the fire elementals, like it's so easy. It seems easy in my eyes as a way to tank them and kite them in a padding that doesn't like scuff pets in melee. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good tank dance, bro. I mean, I've never tanked before, but I remember on servers and now, as you can see, people. That's something about that. I don't know. I never tanked it. Maybe it's easier than it looks, but I know Laddie's a gamer, man. That shit was I've seen it wipe many times. Guilds have wiped there on everywhere. So there's something about it that I don't know, but it looks like it's a little harder than just moving from left to right. Or
And then
maybe it's not,
I think it was just when it was explained, it was perfect. It was just early on. And then we got the Madness of the Betrayer drop, which oh my god, that
You
is no, Lottie won it. Of course, Lottie won it.
Bro. Big question here. I've always wondered. So people always say this in T4 and 5. They're like, hey, everybody hyped up hunters that they're so good. Why are they not topping the meters? Yada yada. And I've always said because they got a lot of mechanics to deal with in T5. How did T6? How did Black Temple feel as a hunter compared to the rest of the game?
Amazing, dude. Amazing. I mean, you can look at this fight in particular. Like on the side, you can see 2k DPS, 1.8k DPS, and then the next one is Pilov 1.5, you at 1.4. Like it's the hunters. Almost every fight in this raid feels amazing, and hunters finally get a big DPS increase. Like I know warlocks only get like offset in DPS increases, and hunters actually moved from like dungeon set tier to actually tier 5, but it was like a 3% increase in your DPS moving from, it was 5% from dungeon set to your tier 5. It's like so small, right? So I think hunters are still just absolutely insane for single target. It's just you can't keep up on a huge cleave fight, right? Like warriors are always going to be stronger on a cleave fight, like 4 targets, and then a big cleave for like trash or something. Warlocks should always beat them, right?
Hunters,
So
you're about to see yourself have a beautiful glow up. You're going to start being top or racing top of the meters every fight for the rest of the game.
I think hunters, well, I would say in any, like, if you're in any, like, good guild, on almost every single target fight, like, the hunters should be dominating right now. Like, hunters absolutely dumpster everyone, in single target fights if they're in, like, a good group composition. You do require a lot to do well. It helps having a good group composition, and then it also helps if you have, like,
not having arcane mages in your raid.
Yeah. So it definitely helps having like a strong enhance, like having everything helps the hunter. It needs more help than I would say a warlock does, or even arcane mages. Arcane mages are always in like group 5. Your arcane mages over here chilling in your group 5. Just as long as they get their innervate, they're happy, right? But hunters take setup.
Innervates, shadow priest.
I mean, yeah, but that's also group 5, right?
Well, yeah.
So like instead of like it being like a lock group with your Ellie shaman and your Boomy, if you had a Boomy, right? The mages can perform super well in such a random group. It's not like it doesn't really change much, So that is asking for a lot. Here, let me go to see if I can find the kill.
Hunter's gonna start carrying. You'll start getting your groups like that too.
I think hunters are gonna absolutely dominate.
Oh, carry. You also got to remember. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of armor bosses are having lower armor now.
And
like your Mount Hydro
we
bosses,
have
almost all low armor.
We finally get armor pen, and I would say Madness of the Betrayer is probably one of the most insane items I've ever seen.
And badge is going to be more important now
I've
too. Simple things that armor pen, baby.
We're gonna see more people going back into Nax, clearing it, and getting badge, because most guilds don't do that often or ever, or have never potentially done it in TBC. But going in through and clearing Nax for badge is going to be super useful for a lot of your physical. And what do you use badge?
What, me, a warlock?
Yeah.
Armor pin badge?
No. I'm talking about.
Use fetish.
I'm thinking about the Nax mark.
Yeah. We do our runs for mark. We like fetish badge.
Yeah, mark.
Shahraz cloak from both. There's some good shit.
Yeah. See that I found to be a very strong trinket. I mean, it won't be once you have Madness of the Betrayer. You can just use DSC and Madness for a hunter, and you'll absolutely dominate. Or for a warlock, you can just get like Skull of Gul'dan. And what's your second?
Hopefully that Dark Moon trinket. I hope it's not ass. I hope they let us. We're waiting to see because on servers you used to be able to Hellfire to proc the trinket. This is technically doing damage, and you have to do damage to do it. But some people are claiming that they weren't able to back in the day. But I've got a lot of people claim that they were able to back in the day, and comments saying there were. So we're just waiting to find out. It was on the PTR, but you have to farm the cards yourself. So now when PTR comes back up, there's a raid of us from the Warlock Discord who are going to go in there together and fucking hard farm it so we can test it. Because that's the only way to do it.
Aren't cards like world drops?
Yeah, but you can get it from Martin Hydro. They're all but the Ace, I think.
Oh, okay. I was like, how do you farm that? What do you mean?
No, Hydro. You just
you go around the world and kill things for hours and hours and hours.
You'll see when you go to Mount Hydro, you will see more gems and card drops than you've ever seen in your entire life.
Oh, when I was in there, Heart of Darkness was dropping like crazy. And that's one thing that, like, in our entire Black Temple full clear, I think we saw 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah, I think 6 or 7 was the count.
Yeah.
I did. So there was a lot. Was there a lot in Mount Hydro?
Yeah, in Hydro, I saw 5 within the first 2 bosses.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So they were just like kept dropping.
Yeah, I don't know how many hearts you need for a whole shadow set. I never looked into it, but
I'm not sure. But like most pieces, like you can get cloak for like 1, and it's like 35 shadow res or something. 9 for the full set. Okay, yeah.
9. Okay, thank you.
So it's really not that bad. Well, it is for the instance of like we literally saw 5 in our whole run. So like we'll slowly but surely get everybody to have it. But like in Mount Hydro was
how many is that for your whole raid? Almost 200.
Yeah.
Hearts, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit over 225, yeah. So it's not like I think we might see some Mount Hydro trash farms and just reset, which will be so boring.
Why?
Because I don't know. I think Mount Hydro is the least exciting raid I've seen, just because it's waves, right? There's not like a way to like speed it up or do something better. It's like, all right, you kill the wave, wait for this wave, okay, do the wave.
Well, the boss fights are cool, and the boss fights are pretty fun. Yeah. Akama is amazing. It's super fun to me. The lore of the place is cool. The waves, you can't say that they're boring or you don't like them yet because you've only done a couple of them. Give it a month or so, then you can say it's boring.
No, that's what I'm nervous about.
Oh yeah, it's miserable. Oh yeah, it's super miserable.
Yeah.
That's this. You can speed it up. The next wave comes when you clear. Yeah. Okay. I thought you said something backwards. Yeah. I think you're gonna be fine because remember you have a ring you want to get decked out. I don't know how you guys have. Does your guys' ring?
Yeah, it's BIS.
OP.
Oh yeah.
Like there's like a proc on it.
Max rank is BIS. Yeah.
Is there a proc for attack power? Oh, armor pin proc? Really?
Unless I'm forgetting right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The tanks have one too. I don't know what's the tank one give you? Stamina or armor? I think it gives you armor or something. Oh, it's AP.
Oh, it's AP. Insane. Okay, it's AP.
I never knew that. I think the tank one gives them armor. Anyway, those you're gonna want that maxed out right away. You're gonna be you should, especially you. I know you.
Oh, I will happily trash farm originally. Yeah. There it is. You can see in the background our priest pulling aggro over our pally tank.
They get milk.
R.I.P. That was like such a simple issue that I think will be obviously fixed. I think this isn't the kill attempt.
Yeah, a lot of wipes that we had will be fixed by people with guilds who know they're doing as well.
Yeah, I think once everyone goes into here, I think it'd be easy. I mean, on private servers, did you see Illidan die on the first trap?
No.
Like
forever, we wiped. This is almost kind of like what private server wipes look like. This was just wiping in phase 2 over and over again, and then figuring out once you get past phase 2, you finally get into phase 3, and then you guys are wiping, blowing each other up, and you guys are finally getting past that, and then you guys can't kill the demons in time, and it's just a thing that goes up.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say I agree, but like that's kind of what I expected more so. I mean, and look at like the tanking here, like it's pretty much just kiting in like a little square. Like you're pretty much just doing a square, and as long as you don't face it towards the raid, especially when it's gonna do, because it does its ability on like a set timer. So, which I'm excited about. I don't know if you use the Thames packs, but I love to use the Thames Weak Aura packs. They're just like all in one pack that kind of covers every ability in the entire raid. And he's already made his tier 6 pack looking through our logs and stuff and the VODs. So I'm excited to go in and test those once they relaunch. the PTR.
Has he made them already?
Yeah.
Yeah, run that.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I hope this comes up. I mean, I hope not. I'm not ready tomorrow. It'd be nice if it came up the next day. Like
I think
Thursday.
Blizzard
or actually,
has
it'd
a
be nice to have
tendency
it
to
on the
do
weekend.
Thursday. They have a tendency to do Thursday. If it's the weekend, it's the
well,
worst.
It was a Wednesday
for
when
me.
it came last time, no? Or did it? Was it?
No,
Thursday?
it was Thursday. It was Thursday.
Okay,
Weekend's the worst for me. I'm not around this weekend. I'm on.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It's just whatever I'm doing unless I'm dead sleep and I don't know it came live. If it comes live and I'm alive, that's it. If you only have so many chances to do it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not imagining. I like being able to say that we did it and then they took it down and now they're tuning it. You know, we could be a part of the tuning in a weird way. If they tune it.
Hopefully they can like message us and say they're tuning. I've seen it happen before, and I'm curious why they don't do it so much. But like sometimes, and it would make sense for WoW devs to be watching people going through and clearing it the first time as they're trying to tune it. And Blizzard has like kind of opted towards hashtag more changes, and we all know that's kind of for the better, to be honest. So like hopefully Blizzard devs do look at the people that are actually full clearing. I mean, they'll probably look at the Warcraft vlogs of it, but like to actually watch VODs. Yeah.
I hope they are. I think they are. I don't know. Maybe I give more. I'm a Blizzard fanboy. I give them more credit than they deserve, maybe. But I don't know. Maybe I just have my hopes high or some shit. I just think that they're going to do something. I don't know.
Keep your hopes high, and then they're casually going to be like, oh, the patch is live next week.
Yeah, it's like, this is my game, bro. They put a lot of effort into Classic. Now that weak ass Seasons of Mastery thing, it's like, don't forget about TBC, please. Like, please don't forget about TBC. Like, can we at least finish the game strong? Like, I get you guys are going through some shit. There's seasons. There's everything. You just come on, you know? Please. It's Illidan.
Are you spamming?
We were prepared. Hella prepared.
Immolate?
Yeah, my fat fingered instead of Simran.
Oh my god! I was like, is this like some sort of 5-head strategy that I don't know? I was like, what the? Spamming Immolate to get threat?
It's literally right next to my Searing Pain, and I just was fucking fat fingering it. This was I woke up the morning we did this and had Lich King raid for like 5 hours. So I was up for like 18 hours at this point, 19 hours.
Yeah.
Of just raiding, of just standing there pressing Shadow Bolt because it's all on a Warlock. It was miserable. A lot of Shadow Bolts got pressed.
Yeah. Dipping into Season Mastery PvP or Crix just doing hardcore and back to TBC. Crix died. You could talk about your hardcore experience.
Hardcore. I died at level 56. Some shit. Yo, you saw the clip. Yeah. I'm not trying to piss anybody off when I say that. I don't like Classic. I quit Classic for a reason. I'm not gonna play it again. I was only doing that because I'm part of the hardcore community. I like hardcore, and I wanted to do that raid. But after I died, I look at it as like, I died. That's it. That was my chance. I don't want to. It's different when you die low 20s and stuff like that. But was 56, bro. I'm not doing that again. I'm done.
That's cool. A rough death.
I really want to do a TBC Warlock. That's my next one. I really want to see Felguard and Outlands. I feel like not a lot of people have, even tried. There's only been like 2 people who've done it. One person who've done it at 6 or at 70. I think it'd be more fun, especially because TBC is I'm TBC. Like, that's my shit. That's my game. People know I don't like Classic. People hate me because I don't like Classic, or they love me because I hate Classic. You know what I mean? But I like TBC and Lich King, so I'm just gonna sit with that. You feel the same? Yeah, it's the same. I got Lich King raid in the morning, and then I'm fucking just vibe out to that, and just TBC up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I would like to do some Classic PvP. So I'm leveling a rogue slowly but surely on Dreadnought. But the phases are happening. Next phase is this week or next week, the 16th. Phase 2 already drops the 16th, which is cool to see the phases happening really fast. It doesn't really get stagnant, and I'm looking forward to like a cool, fast cycle of this, so I can see what the next one is. But I'm slowly leveling. I'm doing the hardcore thing myself, and I'm loving it. The hardcore community is super welcoming and super friendly. Everyone's really supportive, and it's crazy when you see people at level 60 die now. Like, it hurts. It feels so bad when you see people at level 60 die now.
Did you see that fucking cockroach fear that pulled DM, and they fucking, oh my god. Do you understand the amount of like rage I would have if a cockroach feared and pulled a mob that pulled mobs and fucking killed me?
Wait, I have to. Does anyone in chat have the clip?
That podcast makes me happy. The game crashed.
That clip was so painful, especially because they were like 2 seconds away from a reset spot. Like less than 2 seconds away from a reset spot. And
he was also like the first 60 at the first pre-60 too, I believe.
He was one of the first
full
pre-60.
Previous, full everything, helping friends out. That's all he was
He
doing.
had every enchant, pretty much like even rep enchants. He had already farmed rep enchants. And he dies. And he dies technically. I think this is one of the things that happens all the time. This is one of the things that happens all the time.
Let me look at you.
Yeah.
You guys just show it. It's you. Nobody will appreciate how crazy this is.
All right.
Until you hear the pain in his voice when he dies, when he rages, and then you have to literally see the cockroach. Yeah, look at the cockroach. Right now, it's kind of like under the moon. You can barely see
There's a cockroach right here. And they have a sheep here, so they can't like really AoE damage, right?
Sheep. The sheep.
Gonna reset a few hours. Yo, Gore-Tex.
We got a pat.
I'll trap.
No way.
There it is.
Believe this.
But there it was.
Nope,
literally.
nope. Look, happening now.
You can see the animation right here for the demo shout going out. Cockroach just takes the shout right there.
I'll trap.
Look at the fear emblem thing above it.
And now it's running away. And now it's running away, and you can see it running away. Oh, this is the worst part.
Look at it go off the screen. Moment of silence afterwards. Do you have it turned up? Listen to this dude's voice.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Make sure everyone can hear this.
Oh, we got a shit ton of stuff.
This is the part where they could have recovered. The reset spot is right up here, right away from them. So close, so close.
Oh, no.
And then the Nova.
I can get.
If I was the priest, I'm fearing.
Okay, we need to run.
How did that fucking pull?
Yo.
Everyone is just heartbroken, dude.
I don't know why I don't know why there wasn't a fear bomb and a run out. I don't know why there wasn't a Nova and a run out. I don't know what happened, but at the same time, I've been in these situations. I've done a lot of hardcores at high level, all the dungeons pretty much except for this dungeon. And it looks, bro, it's so much easier to say, oh, I should have did this. But when that happens, your heart's like, oh shit, I'm going down, bro. I gotta fucking, what do I do right now? And then he just got, oh yeah, stay safe, almost died. He had a light of a loon.
Stay safe, light of a loon. So you can see, actually, right here, as I pause it, you can see the cockroach running back. The cockroach is running back.
His reset spotlight.
He's so smug. He's so smug. Okay. Also, the Nova happens, and there's two mobs that are feared in right next to him, and this is like when you're in like I have to save people mode. He's standing right next to the Nova, where there's two dogs, and two mobs that are feared, and they get out of fear and they instantly clap him. Watch this happen right here.
They were feared. Got a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I can get
What?
Instantly clapped. Stay safe as sheeped.
Okay, we need to run.
He stood right next to the Nova. I have to like, he keeps healing. The Nova happens and he just keeps healing. He's healing right there. Oh, it's like, it's so scary, but like there's fears out on two mobs and he's, oh no, dude.
The cockroach emote, that's funny.
Oh my God.
I can get,
yeah, that's that. That's a really good play. I'm telling you, one of the first ones there. That's crazy. And then they barely made it out.
Pull?
He literally they popped him out of the sheep and he lighted it and barely made it out, man.
This is
so dumb, man.
I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a time when I was like, man, I fucking wish that we
they're running to him right now. He's like, I'm gonna die. I wish Stay Safe was streaming this, dude. I wish Stay Safe was streaming this. Seeing these mobs come back to him.
Can you imagine if he died off stream?
Yeah.
He wasn't streaming it.
He wasn't streaming.
For some reason, it was like his first time not streaming it, too. He usually streams everything when he was playing his hardcore.
Yeah. See, now he light of balloon. Yeah. That is...
Does the light of balloon drop threat, too?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that was probably the most intimidating thing that possibly could have happened.
You know, of mobs, if you want to mess with melee, yeah.
Yeah.
Mass fear, lips, and run. I didn't think of the lips, yeah. Yeah, but it's not easy to die. It's really easy to die in the game, like at all. But those dungeons for sure, you know. And people are not, you know, everyone's probably streaming it. They're, you know, they're farming that place. They've done 50 plus hundreds of runs by now. So it's like, you know, how many times do you farm a dungeon looking for Savage Gladiator or something like that? You're looking for that one piece and you're just kind of comfortably like talking and zoning out. It's just that easy, man.
Yeah. It's rough, and that's what I think is the most fun part of the hardcore thing right now.
Wait, he went again? He went again, and his name is Roach Guy?
Oh my god, dude.
Did he really?
Roach Guy? His name was Heel Guy.
No
he's a
that might be
legend.
right. Yeah,
Super nice,
he
man.
went again, bro.
Super nice, man.
He goes again,
So,
baby.
Boys, you gotta go again.
Roach Guy?
Let's
That's hilarious, bro. Whoo! It's been one day, bro. Hell no. I don't even want to start again after
I would have taken time off for sure.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's a classic head, though. That's why I like the hardcore challenge so much, even though it has nothing to do with me in this aspect, is it gives those people who are diehard classic fans, they can still play classic.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
I feel that, dude. Well, I think we've kept people a billion years. So.
I mean, we can keep talking about whatever.
Yeah.
If people have something to talk about. Unless you need to go. If anybody has any questions.
Does anyone have any
comments?
Questions?
Loot Pryos, we're going to have an episode all about Loot Pryos.
Yeah, we're going to go all over the entire Loot Pryo.
The goal is like hour to 2 hour episodes. Today was kind of like just a random. We're supposed to. We prefer to do it in the morning because we're tired. I'm tired of shit at nighttime, and I'm like, I don't like talking at nighttime. I'm like mean and shit. I'm a bitch at nighttime.
Crix gets like antsy at nighttime, dude. It's hilarious. Teach me about Streamlabs. Oh my god, Kitty. Guys, I'm proud of me for getting this set up. All right. And
on the fly.
Thank you, Crix, right? And we had like hundreds of you guys watching me just fumble trying to figure out Streamlabs because I have the most simple stream, you know? Any special gear required for a mage at council?
We had one do arcane, he didn't actually need it. So just do your typical spell steal blast type shit.
Yeah.
Pretty boring fight for you.
I think other than the Shahraz set and the Warlock tank set, which is you, right? I can share the Thames Weak Auras packs. I can share it right after we finish this. I'll post it in the stream. Because I don't want to change the Discord chat I'm in or channel I'm in. But he might have posted it already live. It's just Thames tier 6 pack.
Surprise Summit. I am very surprised Summits. I'm not surprised Summit's alive because he's a gamer. He's a rogue. But
Didn't Summit die twice?
Just the griefs though. The infernal griefs.
There was one, I think it might have been Jokered, who someone was like just chasing him with Teramis. And I'm like, that is...
Jokered was? Oh, someone was chasing Jokered.
Yeah. And it's like, that's so terrifying. That's so unfortunate. Like that, honestly, it's so hard to do this if you have someone just like coming in and murdering you basically. So it's hard to do the hardcore thing if people are coming in to they're coming for you. Yeah.
You got to do it. You can do it though.
Yeah.
If Summit can fucking get this, if Summit's doing it right now and he's the biggest streamer we got. So
yeah.
Yeah. With the soul iron buff. Yeah. He's pumping right now.
Yeah.
That's really good. There's a lot of good eyes on it. Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap it up. We'll see you guys again on a Monday. I think we can do an emergency episode if we have PTR though.
Yeah, if PTR comes back up, we're gonna do an emergency episode, and we're gonna do an episode very soon about Loot Pryo for tier 6, guys. So stay tuned for that. Luckily, we'll talk all about glaives. Be happy. But
this will be up on YouTube, and I will figure it out tomorrow. I'm gonna put it up on for those that if you're watching this, you're probably hearing it on YouTube and Twitch anyway. But if you're not, I'm gonna put this on the Spotify, iTunes, all the podcast stuff too.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're hearing this from the podcast, follow twitch.tv/Sarthe or /Crix Gaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one of those guys are pretty cool too. No need
or
to
like you can check us out on YouTube, whatever.
Yeah, pretty sure you can find us.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Crix, thanks for being here and thanks for staying up. I know streaming late is not always ideal, but appreciate it. And guys, hope you enjoyed the
oh yeah, baby.
The podcast, man. Really hope you enjoyed the podcast. And thank you guys for all the follows and for just being here and hanging out and chat.
You guys know where to find us when this PTR comes up, and I better see you in here in Sart's channel or my channel, one of them, nowhere else.
Yeah, we are full clearing this when the PTR comes up, and I'm going to